onto the defenses, but that one Expo did decide to say, hey, I'm locking onto that king and slowly trying to take him out with the Warden ability going off to help protect as many of these Inferno Dragons as possible. Straight into the core by the multi, the single, the Eagle Artillery, and trying to use some more skeletons to provide
Absolutely stunning way to kick this off. You can see the excitement on his face here. The team definitely proud to get the strong 3-star start. Gonna put them in a good position, and you know, this is really what sets the tone of the war. All of your heroes, and then relying on the takedown. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What? Carbon! The Skelly's trying to hold it off, but he's still he manages to take it down with the triple.
Multi and taking that down, and is looking good, and you can see him celebrating. Riga Torres is putting a triple on the board for V and Tompinai.
3-star needed to secure their win and victory today to advance on into tomorrow's match.
Welcome to day number 3 here of the Clash of Clans Worlds Warmup. I'm Carbon Finn, joined here with Lady B, and we will be crowning the first champion this year in 2022. How are you doing, Lady B?
Oh, I'm doing great. I am so thrilled for the matches that we have coming today. We had some epic battles yesterday, and it's come down to 4 teams that have the opportunity to get this $30,000 prize pool. So a lot on the line here today, Carbon, and we just don't know who's going to get this win yet.
Yeah, we do not know, but we've been through so much. So let's take a look at the tournament format and how we got to this point. We started off with the 4 qualifiers, and that was able to determine who got invited to the bracket for the double elimination bracket. And of course, you mentioned it, the prize pool, $30,000. The players are competing. The teams have been practicing, and they want their share of that money.
Oh, yeah. I mean, third place is walking away with $5,000. Second place with a cool $10,000. But first place walks away with half of it, $15,000. They could do some good gemming with that kind of money right there.
Oh, yes, indeed, they can. And, you know, they have been getting ready for this moment. But yesterday, we had 2 teams that were eliminated to join the others, and now the final 4, the top 4 are competing for that prize pool. And you mentioned it in terms of the bracket or the prize pool, that it will be paid out for the top 3. So one of these teams here will not be getting anything. VN Tompinai, Vatang, SpaceStation, and Queen August Stephanie are competing here today. And there are some teams in the lower bracket, and if they lose down there, they will be going home. And we do have an upper bracket match in the upper finals. Queen Walker Stephanie versus Vatang. Neither one of them has lost. They've had an incredible journey. But now the pressure is on the team down in the lower bracket, Lady B.
Oh, we've got SpaceStation Gaming versus Tompinai, and we saw some massive defenses coming in yesterday, particularly from VN Tompinai, that helped sail them through into that position. One spring trap making the difference for them in moving forward. And I hope that these teams are bringing their best bases today, because it is not going to be an easy task. But this lower semifinal bracket will have the opportunity to fight their way up and get into that grand final area.
Absolutely. They have fought their way from the upper round. They got knocked down, but they still have that second chance. And that is the beautiful thing about this bracket, is it's not a one and done. You can still make it. There will be a team in the grand finals from the lower bracket, but they will have to defeat the upper bracket team 2 times in a row in order to be crowned the champion and take it home first place in the Clash of Clans Worlds Warmup for this year. I cannot wait for all the amazing action that's going to come today, but also for the rest of this year. And these players are getting ready. And I'm going to be I'm going to be impressed, especially if they're going to be coming in with some crazy attacks. We haven't seen anything in terms of like some smash style attacks or super bowlers in quite a bit from the teams. And a lot of it's been air based, especially with dragons and a lot of Lalo.
Yeah, I saw a lot of comments over on the YouTube channel yesterday that they're hoping to see some of those ground style attacks. But I think the one thing that we can note is that we have some of the most incredible air attackers playing in this tournament, and they are showing their exceptional power with it. But what they are doing is showing us a little bit more inventive ways of going into the base with their heroes. And that's something that even Gaku did, just kind of reinventing the wheel slightly in the approach. So today, I don't know what they're going to be bringing, but I do hope to see the excitement, the power, and maybe even a little more variety. It's those headhunters that Queen Walker's brought some time ago that I'm definitely hoping to see they might have fun with. But with a $30,000 prize pool on the line, they might be a little hesitant to do that.
Yeah, who knows what they'll decide to do here. They will definitely for sure be sticking to their typical lineup. They always have the same order of attackers. Usually in terms of when it comes to the end, always Yuta 14 to close it out for Queen Walker Stephanie. But they have been putting on an amazing performance. And we have now for the lineup for Queen Walker Stephanie, we have Gaku, Klaus, Stadra, Stars, and Yuta 14. And of course, there's some amazing players on Vatang.
Oh, absolutely. We've got Lanslada, PSW, Rollo, who had a superb Lalo yesterday, Sincere Prayer, and Warning over on the Vatang side. And both of these teams are not only known for their impressive offense, but we have seen some great defenses pulling through for them as well.
Yeah, their defenses have been shining for them as well. And their offensive side, these teams have been putting up about 14 stars typically in their war. So that is what you're going to have to be doing to compete to have a chance to try to beat them. So they know this, that if you don't be putting up a 14 or even to that perfect war, your chances of advancing to the finals is going to be so much harder. But if you win this match in the upper bracket, that means you're no matter what going to be guaranteed at least second place in this Worlds Warmup.
You'll also actually have a pretty big advantage going into the grand finals because of the format of this. This means you automatically have an win added in. So the person coming in from the lower bracket to face off against that upper bracket winner in the grand finals has to defeat them twice, as you mentioned. But the upper bracket winner would only have to win that one match and be done with it. So huge advantage to advance on from that round.
Yeah, and it plays a huge like moral kind of victory as well, knowing you came from the upper bracket. And when you come from the lower bracket, it is that much harder. You have to defeat them 2 times in a row in order to have a chance at winning. But we've seen it before. We've also seen it many times where the team that from the upper bracket, they just won straight up and they took that title. So it is very difficult to come from that lower bracket to try to do that. But hey, a lot of their bases, have they been saving it for this point of it? We've always talked about, do you use your best bases in the beginning to try to make it through the bracket? Or do you want to try to save at least one that's a really good one for the end? I mean, it kind of goes back and forth both ways, but a lot of times is if you don't use your best in the beginning, then you might not even get to this point in the tournament.
Yeah, that makes it a little bit hard of a decision. And I think that, well, the easier part of this now is they know the teams that they're facing against a little bit more. They know that there's a little bit less of a limitation between who they would need to face off in that lower bracket, but they still have to be able to be prepared to try and go up against any one of these opponents that actually all know each other very well. These teams are playing in tons of competitive circuits, so it gives them all different advantages. Now we are kicking off into the war, heading into this first match with Sincere Prayer. And we've got the return of those Inferno Drag Riders, but bringing in the Flame Flinger for this, we're starting with the advancement towards a town hall. We can see we're checking out for those Teslas to make sure that there's no issues, that it gets targeted early on. And of course, having the Quake to activate the town hall so we can get that defensive target.
Yeah, with that Flame Flinger, it's going to take quite a bit of time to try to take that Town Hall down. and we will have an earthquake that can be used. But the thing is, we have to wait till it's taken down for to also set up that funnel for these Inferno Dragons. The earthquake goes down, the Flame Flinger is working through this area. We have to be careful of ground skeletons that can go over to that Flame Flinger that caused a huge issue.
It definitely does. But while this is going, it looks, Skellies are gonna cause some big havoc here right now, holding this off. And I don't know what he's got in it. He's got balloons, the drag rider to make its way in. So as the Inferno Dregs are coming in, he's got to hold off the town hall. DC troops coming out, but he does manage to get it down. And this is a good save for now.
And he's trying to continue with these Inferno Dragons to the core of the space. But we have a bunch of archers. Gaku's base has all these archers that are going to provide so much distraction for these Inferno Dragons. And did he know exactly what to do? And even there's a witch in the mix as well. That's going to be a huge problem. And this is going to stop this attack in its tracks.
Oh, this is playing a little bit dirty, almost as if he knew the kind of approach that he would come in with this. Even with the careful consideration from the start, holding this off, including with that CC. Now, a little more power here from the heroes. King burning his way through, trying to take the advancement for this Royal Champ so she can spare her ability. Gets a freeze down, but does not include the single in it. But he does have one more freeze to help pull this off as long as possible. 50 seconds left to go, and one more scatter to get through. But with the Queen landlocked, this is in a tough situation. It's all about picking up percent now.
Yeah, the Queen really is only going to go for the Builder Hut, the Clan Castle, and then if anything, make her way over to the Gold Storage after her ability. But this is going to be into the 80%, and we've seen it before that the 80% is still pretty low. You need to be getting into the high 90s if you're going to fail an attack, but this is what Queen Walker Stephanie is looking for, and the Queen just takes down that sweeper right there with that shot, adding a little bit more percentage. There's the 88, and very nice try to Sincere Prayer of Vatang. But Gaku's defense holds strong for the very first attack.
Ooh, yeah, that is a great defensive start for any team. Queen Walker's coming in, has to be proud about holding that one. And, you know, this is exactly what we're expecting to see. We're looking at these teams knowing that each and every time they're planning who they're going up against, what's the best way that they can bait them. And those Skellies were absolutely perfect. Thought it was caught off guard with the Teslas, had already planned for it, but that wasn't the end. But that is the risk that you take with bringing in the Flame Flinger. It offers a lot of power, but equally it can bring you to your demise. But I got to give some credit for that really safe pull in the 2-star and getting the percentage high.
Yep, starting off with the 2-star is solid, but you need to be starting off with triples and getting close. Does that mean that Vatang can't fail another attack in this matchup? It just might be if that's the case, because you know that Queen Walker Stephanie are definitely going to be putting up close to 14-star performances. And Stadra's looking to kick this off here with a Super Dragon attack, using some archers and sneaky goblins to help take down the collectors, the storages, down here to the bottom side to help essentially set up a nice little funnel. Where is he going to drop his heroes? Potentially to the left side, looks like. Queen's going to go over to the scatter. And here comes the balloons, and Dragon's right down in between. The Warden's down, Stow Slammer as well. And we're going to have an early Warden. Yes, that early Warden Eternal Toe.
And Stadra's known for this style of play with the Super Drags, where he actually goes for the approach on the Town Hall. We saw it yesterday. We also saw it from some other players a little bit less successfully, because the risk you take is those Super Drags going through the Poison Bomb. Too many go through, you lose out the power that you have. Couple in here isn't bad as long as he can keep the push through the core, and having one on the outside edge of the base will help. But it's the Stone Slammer position that comes in key, taking on the Eagle, alleviating the pressure off of those heroes and allowing this to really round the corner nice and strong.
And the free spells, the rage spells in the core are perfectly placed so that these Super Dragons are able to get through that. And otherwise, it would have been a single target Inferno still in the core, doing so much damage, and has the Raw Champion, has King and Queen ability, and Stadra is just pathing his way through this base, no problem. And that was gorgeous spell placements to capitalize on the Super Dragons to help take this one down. And this is a 3-star indeed for Queen Walker Stephanie.
Queen Walker's coming in with the massive lead here. We're not only talking about the star count, but they're also holding the percent lead. And as you mentioned, if you're not hitting in that 90% range, you really are doing yourself a disservice, especially against a team like Queen Walker's, where we often see them hitting around 97, 96, 98 if they're missing at all.
Yeah, if they make the one mistake, it usually is still a high percent 2-star mistake, versus we saw that it was into the 80s there for Vatang in their first hit. So what is the next attack going to come in with? Is it going to be still air? Is it going to go with some sort of Lalo attack? Because, you know, these players, these teams are really versed in Lalo, especially Queen Charge Lalo as well. And they love to just try to break those bases down and get so much value. But the attack that stood out to me that was yesterday, there was Gaku's attack when he used the wall wrecker. And that went through to get so much value. So I'm really curious to see what type of attack Gaku's going to be coming in with potentially next, because he loves the attack usually towards the beginning of these wars, these matchups that they play in. And I think Gaku's has one of maybe the highest hit rates. Part of Queen Walker Stephanie is just insane of how good these players are.
It is, and we were talking about the reinventing the way that they're going about, because I mean, we know that we have our standard hero dives coming in or our regular queen charges, but it's the pathing that they're taking that's becoming more and more unique. And that wall wrecker was absolutely stunning, taking huge beeline and rethinking the way that you can completely gut out the core. What these players know is that there is amazing power in those heroes, to the point that they can limit the back end cleanup to even a handful of loons and just the warden to take on a compartment of the base. But we'll have to wait and see what it is that we're going to have. And for all those ground attackers, that's what we want to look at. Even when we're looking at these Lalo attacks, we want to see the way they're coming in from the ground with their heroes. And it is Rallo with the Lalo, but bringing it with the Ice Hounds, which I think you and I both agree, this shows extreme, superb, just performance from players. There's a huge thought process in the way that they use these to freeze up radius.
Oh yeah, they are using these Lalos, just amazing what they can do. And he wants to use the Ice Hounds really to provide that freeze effect on an Inferno Tower, as we do have an Inferno Tower all the way in the middle. But the Queen's ability goes off. Town Hall has been secured, and now she's going to continue to step in towards the Air Expo, but it looks like she will not be able to take that down. But the poison spell is already down onto the super minions in the core of the base.
Ooh, getting beautiful value though with this King, as the scatter shot just goes down. Royal Champ launching that Seeking Shield, cutting through. Use the invisibility just to carry her a little bit longer. And yes, we have this multi up on the back end, but easy access to pull its way through and take on. But we've not gotten through the core of the base. We have a very tough Lalo to try and get in when you look at this pathing overall, but we do have the Stone Slammer that can take that inline edge and start providing the tank and start absorbing some of the traps along the way. And look at this Ice Hound coming through, looking beautiful with that freeze radius. This is exactly what we talk about, is how you plan it coming in, what you're holding off. Holds off the Eagle and the air defense in the core of the base, giving those loons a little extra bump. Also down at the bottom side, giving a little reprieve. But it's this scatter shot that we worry about. We've got a huge pack of troops through the Warden ability that still have to contend with the multi. The Rage, though, coming in, getting the scatter shot down. Those loons just narrowly power along, but still the multi needs to go down. Electro Owl Warden helping to ping that away. With 56 seconds left to go, we still need to get through this back end, Carbon.
Yeah, we do, with the single target Inferno that is still standing. The sweepers are going to be pushing these balloons back, and they're both pointing in that direction. We have the minions around, but The warden gets locked on, does at least take that down, but there's probably going to be a handful of traps on this backside, and these air expos are going to be too much to push through.
Oh, too much defense there on the back end, and unfortunately, with that air sweeper providing the pushback, that is what has really wrecked this Lalo here. And unfortunately, Vatang in the position that they're not able to catch up if Queen Walkers pick up another 3-star.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge problem there. You cannot be failing these attacks when it comes to this stage of the competition. It has to be 3 stars after 3 stars, but that's back-to-back 2 stars, and it's, again, only going to be into the 80% here for this raid. And that's unfortunate because we started off with a 3-star for Queen Walker Stephanie. Are they going to put another triple on the board? That would be a 2-star differential, and that's going to be very difficult to make a comeback from.
It definitely is. I think Queen Walkers is kind of channeling that JX Tiger vibe from the World Championships, trying to find some of their redemption here in what they had hoped to do during the World Championships. But they are certainly off to a nice start. The 1-star is always a promising position to be in, but knowing that you have a second defense to build off just really emphasizes the motivation that the team is going to have going into this to get that 3-star now.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be trying to push their way through the bracket, and they have that momentum from the upper bracket and continuing their way through. And Gaku wants to keep that momentum going with that Queen Charge Dragon Riders, and he's coming in with the lightning spell to take down a Ground Expo, single target Inferno, build a hut right in this area, so he can easily charge this Town Hall with this Queen. Wants to make her go to the left side. But we did see some Teslas that popped up right there.
We did. So Queen could potentially move in the wrong direction. He does have an invisibility spell that he can always drop if he's in a tough situation and worries about her crossing the wrong way. But for now, the storages seem to be easing her through and pulling her back along to the path that he wants to see her go. And you can see the sneaky goblins down also on the storage to ensure that she gets that nice walk inside that narrow corner straight to the Town Hall.
Yeah, this should be allow the Queen to walk her way into the Town Hall since he did funnel off to the left. Should make her way into the multi-mortar after the storage goes down. And yes, she steps directly in here. So let's keep an eye on if the Town Hall's within the range. Or is it going to hit the healers? It does. And forced to use the free spell.
That freeze better than the ability going off, because we want that ability to help charge through the core, particularly as we get into the center where the majority of the defenses are going to be rushing towards her. King Warden combination here is going to be huge. We've talked about Gaku's approaches, and he really likes these heavy hero dives coming in. That Warden providing so much more power to help push along, and that means we're really going to have to rely on those drag riders actually working on their lonesome on a small quadrant of the space.
Yeah, that Queen is getting stuck onto this Lava Hound, and it's going to take her some time. Then she'll have to step in to grab the multi, the sweeper, and the Queen on the backside as the Dragon Riders are going to be making their way off to the Eagle Artillery, pulling some Seeking Air Mines. The Warden's ability has already been used. Still has the King ability to push his way in, but this Queen is getting some nice value on the backside as the Dragon Riders are coming through and actually going to be overwhelming towards the scatter shot.
He just needs to worry a little bit about time. 51 seconds left to go as it's converging together here towards the back end. There's still a lot to worry about, but it should go quickly as long as these drag riders stay alive and well. Loon's taking the lead here, actually taking some of the brunt of the defenses, keeping those drag riders going strong. And with the Queen ability, Gaku definitely has this one in the bag to claim a 2-star lead now for Queen Walker Stephanie.
And it is a 3-star, making it look so easy. Gaku, what a beautiful attack with a swag invis as well. And that was a 3-star for Gaku and Queen Walker Stephanie. And now they're up by those 2 stars And that's going to be huge in a war just like this. You win and you go to the grand finals match, and once you're in the grand finals, then you have to lose 2 times in a row just to have second place. So you just have to win one more and you would be crowned the champion of the World's Warmup. But Vatang is going to be hanging on, and they're still going to try to do their best. Hey, it's not over. They, at this point, are looking to get 3 triples and hopefully hold defenses against Queen Walker Stephanie.
This is a very confident Queen Walkers that we're seeing through this series. I do have to say that out loud, because we've seen Queen Walkers. We know the potential that they have, but it feels like they're always the bridesmaid in the situation. They've taken Vice World Champion 2 times over despite their power. But what we're seeing today is the Queen Walkers that we all know and expect. And this is something incredible to witness. But let's see if Vatang can try and pull this through, because there are plenty more attacks in this match still. And PSW can start it off with the 3-star. Again, we come in with a Flame Flinger. Has to be very cautious, knowing that Queen Walkers has already baited them once into this.
Yeah, let's see if he's able to have this Flame Flinger get that value with the lightning being used right behind the Town Hall to grab that Inferno. But we're seeing again here with these Inferno Tower, the multis kind of into the core of the base and off to the Eagle Artillery with all the defending heroes are. It is an Air Skelly that did pop up here, and the Flame Flinger should be able to take this Town Hall down no problem right now.
Definitely not. We've got the E-Drag, something that we don't often get to see in the mix, but we are starting to see just a little bit more up from some key players. Already starting up the funnel. Great cheatable value here with the 1 on the 3 o'clock edge, and giving the Queen the opportunity to set up the rest of the funnel so this can narrow through inside the base. And what we really do want out of this is that chainable connection, raging it forward, moving through some of the heavy defenses as they work their way along. But the heroes do need to provide quite a bit of support from the back end.
Yeah, these Sea Dragons are going to make their way closer to the Eagle Artillery and pulls out some archers from the Clan Castle and more archers. He did take a poison spell because he thought that, hey, we saw it before, and they did run it again. The archers and the witch inside of this Clan Castle. The double witch actually comes out of that CC.
Ooh, he's struggling to get through, but he's still got a few of these E-Drags up, just not in the core of the base. However, the King, the Queen going for the scatter shot here is huge to help out. They're able to take that on, and we still have the Royal Champ, but we have no support left here from the E-Drags. This is a lot for one Royal Champ and a Queen who's just about to die out to take care of.
The Queen clutched up that multi in the core. Now the World Champion's trying to make her way around. Has one freeze and uses the Valkyrie to tank the Archer Tower to the bottom side. No, the Royal Champion goes down. He could have used the freeze spell to try to keep her alive, but we have a Queen now following the Yak, which beats through the wall and can allow the Queen to continue his way through the backside of the space. And now it's just a matter of time. Uses the free spell to protect the King here, but with just under 16 seconds and a handful of buildings. I don't know if he's gonna get it.
It's so many storages that he's had to go through, and the Queen comes back to health despite all of this.
Wow.
But 4 seconds left, and it is going to be a time fail. 97%. Vatang cannot catch a break against these amazing bases coming in from Queen Walker's Stephanie.
Yeah, we've seen some of their bases here have those sweepers both pointing in the same direction because they're believing that some sort of air attack is going to come from that direction. And indeed, they have, and it's stopped the attacks. And that's all fail so far for Vatang. So it's very impressive from the defensive side from Queen Walker Stephanie. And they are just showing their strength right here and shining right now. And they are looking well on their way to making it to the grand final match, which we're going to be having later today and crowning the champion today. So you do not want to miss it. It's going to be some incredible action, some incredible matchups between these teams, which have fought so much to get to this point. But now, Stars, coming in with that Lalo attack, or is it with the Blizzard? He does have the one bat spell to use, probably to provide as maybe a distraction for a blimp or something as it tries to fly in. Let's see how he wants to try to use this.
Yeah, possibly to distract that air defense. We'll see where he comes in from in this direction. Oh, hold on. Oh, we're going in with the Skelly Bat Donut, not the Blizzard Carbon. Throwing us completely off, but taking full advantage here of taking on the multi and the CC troops.
Yeah. He did it, and he got it, and he took down the... I don't think I've seen Stars do a Skelly Donut bat before. Because every time I see him come in with, like, invisibility spells, I'm always assuming it's going to be some sort of crazy angle blizzard from the opposite side of the base. But either way, the blimp makes it to the Town Hall, and the Sneaky Goblins looks like it's going to be taking it down.
Absolutely. Off to a great start. We make that connection from the core of the base to the outskirts, and now the heroes come in to support the remainder. And what this is going to do is narrow out the pathing for the Lalo push down from about the 3 to 6 o'clock side as the Queen works over to 9. We've got the Ice Golem to tank. We've got a nice narrow opening in the core for connection, and that King can work perfectly through into the scattershot compartment. This is offering a lot of power here from these heroes.
Yeah, that King should hopefully keep his way into the Archdive. It has to use that Royal Champion and the cannon, but while that King's going through, the Queen is making her way right down this alley to make her way to the enemy Queen and get that valley. But the enemy Queen now is going to step up towards that King and actually going to pull the King over to the Giant Bomb. Queen's ability has been forced. So this Queen he doesn't have to worry about any clan castle, which is a beautiful thing. But now he's had to fight his way through a multi on the backside. But this Queen is getting some incredible value right through the core of this base.
Yep, taking out that air sweeper, making an easier push for these loons to come in from the 6 o'clock edge. Beautiful power along, and we've got the Warden ability to help clip through, get past that Royal Champion. There we go, get those Headhunters clipped in, try and work along. Electro Owl, maybe even get a couple shots off it, but these hastes carrying through very nicely through that scatter shot. Just need to get that multi down. Unfortunate with the passing going along. Freezes it up to try and hold it off as the minions and the Electro Owl were trying to take it down. But it's being quite a bit stubborn here.
Yeah, it has been annoying. The balloon even goes down right there, but he does just take the multi-target Inferno, and these balloons went everywhere but that Inferno Tower, and you can see him smiling right there. It's looking like another 3-star coming in for Queen Walker Stephanie.
And his King still on the board, wrapping his way around. He finished off here with just about every loon he started with. OP minions coming in for that. OP pups helping to take on that multi. And that just might have saved him, considering he had all those loons left over.
Yeah, an incredible attack coming in from Stars, and using the Skelly Donut to take down the clan castle. The multi-target Inferno, when you can do that, it just opens up so much as well. You don't have to worry about a clan castle coming out to slow down your attack. And because we've been seeing that the Queen Walkers have been coming in with a bunch of mass archers, witch CCs, maybe because they're thinking that Vatang would be coming in with some sort of dragon attack if they wouldn't bring a poison, because that could be a very annoying CC if you do use mass Inferno dragons. But we're going to have to see what Vatang can do to try to answer it. What they're trying to do is just put up a 3-star on the board in another one of these base designs where both sweepers are pointing the same direction, and it's just been stalling Vatang and stopping them, which has been a complete surprise.
We're going to have to see if they've found the way to get around this. First sailing in with the Sneaky Goblin Blimp to take on the Town Hall, start off the section, but we've got the Queen charge to connect this, move along, but coming in from the opposite edge of the base here, working in from that 9 o'clock side, has a CC lure that the Queen can easily take on here with very limited damage coming in. But this is actually kind of an interesting side to come in from, because it means we're going to have to lollo our way through a good part of the core of this base.
Yeah, that Queen should be able to get some real nice value, but There also may be a lot of traps waiting for his healers as he charges into this, because he knows we have the Royal Champion, we have the Eagle Artillery multi, plus the Queen. That if you just walk your way down to the bottom side, there's the Rage. So he's going to have to use a handful of loons. There it is, to try to do his best to protect the healers of this Queen charge.
Yeah, so King's actually going to help force her along, move her way in, and maybe indeed we are going to force our heroes in here and use those remaining loons for some of the back end portion of this, because there's still going to be quite a bit left. And I notice one additional wall breaker here to try and power that Queen along. King stalled up and taking on a lot of heat, but does have his ability to try and burn through. We still have the Royal Champ to try and seek her way in and give the Queen and King a little bit more power in this. And here she comes in from the scatter shot position as Lalo works through those remaining defenses that surrounded the town hall.
Yeah, now with the Warden freezing up that multi, there's probably going to be a bunch of traps. Yep, there it is. A bunch of red air bombs. Look at them all, but the Warden ability is soaking it and protecting these loons as he makes his way around. And this Queen is continuing her charge. There is the tornado trap, but these balloons should be okay from at this point. But that Royal Champion got some beautiful value right through the core of this base.
Oh, absolute value. Taking on the multi, taking on the two air defenses, giving the loons every bit of support they needed. One final AD here, but the Queen's already on her way. We even have a cleanup minion and loon to drop in here. No worries, on time. Forewarning, they've been trying to get this 3-star on the board, and they finally get it in. But unfortunately, it feels a little too late. We do see a little victory celebration knowing that they finally took down one of Queen Walker Stephanie's bases.
Yes, there was the answer. And we're seeing a lot of the same base style coming in from Queen Walker Stephanie and what they decide to use in terms of both sweepers pointing across the base and having the Inferno Towers kind of at that angle all the way through, with the Town Hall being to the left. We'll have to see if the rest of the Queen Walker's bases are like that, because it's been a real problem for Vatang. But we know that it is going to be really difficult here to make a comeback, because all Queen Walker Stephanie have to do is just get some 2-stars and walk their way to a victory at this point. And if Vatang are going down to the lower bracket, they would be waiting for the winner of VN Tompinai and SpaceStation. And those are two incredible teams as well.
They are, and all I'm thinking about here is what VN Tompinai and SpaceStation Gaming must be thinking watching this war and seeing the defenses coming through. They're getting a little bit of an idea of what to expect if they're able to make it into the upper bracket to potentially face off against Queen Walkers should they get this win. I think this victory is all but settled, but you know, we don't count anything out ever. Let's see what Klaus has in store for us today, coming in with more Lalo. We've got the wall wrecker, and we also have one bat spell here as well. So I wonder if we're coming in with that Skelly bat donut. Yes, we are.
Indeed as well. Klaus gonna try out take down the clan castle. The multi-target inferno. There's another invis, and just perfectly, because I was worried that that last invis was gonna make the Inferno Tower invisible, but it was okay. He's trying to take down the CC. Oh no!
Ooh.
No, it stays up right there. How unfortunate for Klaus.
Ooh, so we've got the wall wrecker to come in, but the problem that we're going to have here is the CC troops coming out. Eliminating that gives it a little bit more power. Curious to see what we have in there. Sneaky goblins, maybe some yetis, could also be loons of the drag rider coming in, but this could wreak havoc for Klaus. He is a seasoned veteran, knows how to adjust on the fly, so we do expect to see some adjustments, some adapting, but let's see how it goes about it.
Yeah, the wall wrecker small bomb just pops. Oh, it gets hit by the multi-mortar, and the tunnel should be going down to the sneaky goblins, and there it is. And we do have a lava hound that has been lured out. The queen is going to slowly try to take it down. King's ability goes off as his heroes make his way to the right side of this base. So
already in, we've got the Valk actually helping to work along, clear out this pass. queen still hanging behind is a good thing, picking off those lava pups while they actually focus on the king, giving her just a little bit more power to work inside this base. Unfortunately, the yak taking a little bit too far of a lead isn't going to protect her, but the queen can help continue work through. But he's got the Lalo path set pretty well for now, all things considered.
Yeah, this queen can get incredible value with her ability. Look at this. Opened up all the way through the middle. Can grab the sweepers. Can grab the backside towards the enemy queen. But the headhunters are clearing the enemy queen. He's making his way through. And after failing to take out the clan castle with the Skelly Donut, this is still looking really good to path his way through the backside of this base.
Oh, it definitely is. Single on the back end, not going to be an issue for these loons. One more haste to drop down to try and sweep them into the back end. Tesla farm even has a back end loon that can be spared for cleanup or some distraction even for those final defenses. 34 seconds left to go. We do have the storages, of course, to worry about, so we want to make sure cleanup is spread around, but the queen still survives in this whole mix here. And Klaus, despite not getting his value early on, throws down another 3-star on the board for Queen Walkers.
Beautiful job, and I wonder if he was surprised that ended up working as well. But luckily, it was the CC that didn't cause him too many problems. It wasn't like a mass archer witch CC, because that would have been a big pain for his heroes. But he was able to deal with it and got so much value to push through. The town hall went down to the wall wrecker, which, again, we don't see the wall wrecker being used that much, and it's just been coming back slowly in some unique ways as well. And that's just another 3-star on the board for Queen Walker Stephanie, which puts them to 12 stars. And they are trying to just walk away with this one, because even if Vatang get a triple, they would tie Queen Walker Stephanie on total stars. They would have used 5, and Queen Walkers have only used 4 attacks. It's just incredible, and that's what we've been talking about. That's what they have to do at this stage of competition.
Yeah, Yuta's going to be in a very secure position coming in, but let's see what Lanslada has for us. Sending in the blimp mighty early. We've got the sneaky gobs to take this down nice and fast, and also gets a CC lure again to pull to the corner. A lot of damage coming in, so we see the healers down, but the queen, we need a rage coming in to potentially hold her strong. He is waiting so close, but forces the ability instead of dropping the rage.
Yeah, he did not drop the rage for the queen here. Was under too much fire of the Tesla Archer Tower and the Moira all combined. And now he's going to have to keep his eyes really locked down that queen, because he cannot lose her through this charge. If he does, then the attack will almost be over, because the queen needs to basically get so much value for any type of queen charge, because that's what you're relying on. It's really heavily favored on the queen charge side, and let's hope that the queen can potentially make her way into the core by both of those Inferno Towers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge investment on your spell space that you need to get the value out of. So she connects with the king. We'll see how she works along this. King can provide the tank coming in for that scatter shot and some of the surrounding defenses, but he's got one more rage to power her along, and can even use the invisibility spell to get her out of a potentially difficult situation here. Comes in for the scatter, works her way through, has 2 more super wall breaks, but we've got the core open in the base. This is a beautiful position for her, but again, only 1 rage and 1 invisibility to carry through that core.
Yeah, that's going to be a beautiful value for this queen. It's going to take her some time to make her way into the core, but he can pop this Warden ability. He does just that. Protects these Dragon Riders, making their way through the top side. Rages that queen up, and she's going to continue her way to the backside of the other Inferno Tower through to the Royal Champion. And this is looking really good so far, as these Dragon Riders are continuing their path around. There's the free spell, and the enemy Royal Champion is going down as well.
Stunning as he works that queen through, uses the invisibility to carry the royal champ across, getting through that scatter shot as the drag riders take on the surrounding defenses. That gives the royal champ just enough power to carry through. Queen dies out, but the drag riders have maybe just enough power to actually get through this back end, clean up surrounding with only 23 seconds left to go. despite burning through this ability carbon, Lance Lada has recovered successfully.
He has indeed, and puts another 3-star on the board for Vatang. Beautiful job right there. Hey, way to close it off with back-to-back triples coming in, and that's going to be a huge morale boost as well for them going into the lower bracket. They are not out of it just yet. That's the beautiful thing about this being a double elimination bracket. You have that second chance.
Yeah, you have to finish off strong to just know you still have the fight left in you. And to see that they're already adapting to some of the small hiccups coming in and some of the crazy defenses that we're, of course, getting to see coming in from Queen Walkers in this one is definitely going to be a huge motivation. But we've got one more attack left to go from Queen Walkers, from the team captain, who's always that final hitter. And you know I'm going to say it. We are very close to witnessing perfection here.
Indeed.
Let's see if it's going to happen.
We're going to see. Can Yuta do it? Coming in with that Queen Charge Lalo, his favorite attack. And mixing it with the Flame Flinger, unless he decides to switch that up. And look at that. We see some small bombs right on the outside. Giant bombs as well. You want to know why? Warning, put all these traps on the outside to try to stop you from sending sneaky goblins in to grabbing that town hall right there. But this Queen's going to make her way to the bottom side and maybe even loop her way in towards the enemy Queen, since there is an open path through there.
It's a nice, easy access. He does need to consider funneling this up just a little bit more, though we do have the 3 super wall breaks. Flame Flinger actually looking to come in for those surrounding defenses here. Was looking to see if there's a Quake to help with the Town Hall, but the Queen already on course. Teslas might actually pull her a little bit further over in the direction here. We'll see if he can get the splash to the Town Hall to actually activate it with the Flame Flinger.
Yeah, the Builder Hut is close enough that the Flame Flinger can do that, but let's keep our eye on the enemy Queen, lock on his Queen. He does end up using that free spell to keep the Queen intact and not forcing her ability. And the Flame Flinger is taking an awkward path, getting pretty close to that Town Hall. And is it within range once it activates? Oh, the Town Hall. No, it's just out of range of the Town Hall, so it's safe right now.
Wow, this is a stunning approach coming in, a very, very risky one, but they're in the position that it wouldn't necessarily matter for the victory. But what they'd love to do coming into this is pick up that perfect war, finish off strong, and the Queen still continuing on a beautiful charge, still has one more additional wall break to power through and push her along into that multi-section potentially. But we've got the King raging up, taking care of cleanup, and the Royal Champ still to actually set course. I'm curious if we're going to send her in a little bit deeper to go for those multis.
Yeah, the question is only 59 seconds, 1 minute left in this raid, and now just pulling out the Clan Castle, and he's got to start the Lalo. Out comes Rocket Loons from that Flame Flinger, and they go straight in to take out the single target Inferno. But he's got to do a 1 minute Lalo.
1 minute Lalos can happen, but he's got to work fast with this. Again, Royal Champ still in the mix here. Early Warden Tome coming in, spares everything coming through, particularly because of the multi that we have there. Royal Champ able to carry across. We've even got an invisibility. Queen's finally making to the back end of the multi as the Loons take on the one in the core of the base, but 23 seconds left, and this base is almost done, Carbon.
Wow. Look at that. With 15 seconds, he got the Royal Champion ability, skips across, and there we go. Yuta coming in with a 3-star and putting up that perfect war for Queen Walkers. Look at that. Who else could get that triple with about 30 seconds in the raid? Just incredible how he stays focused, and he knows, hey, I still have enough time to get this done, and that is perfection at this stage, and they are advancing to the grand finals.
They have secured themselves at least second place in this. This is a huge accomplishment for the Queen Walkers here. Perfect war, nonetheless. These guys have come in not only with perfection, though, on their offensive, but defensively, we have seen just superb power going up against a team like Vatang. So any of the teams that wind up coming through for the grand finals is really going to have to worry about this, but we're going to have to wait to see who will face off against Vatang now. And that's either going to be Tompinai or SpaceStation Gaming.
Yeah, that's going to be the question. They're going to have to fight their way through each other just to make it to Vatang. And then I got to get to the grand finals. There's so much that still is going to happen here today because we'll be crowning the champion as well, which would be trying to take home the $15,000, half of that $30,000 prize pool for the Clash of Clans Worlds Warmup. But I think we had so many great attacks there because it was a perfect war from Queen Walker Stephanie. Let's go ahead and break down one of the attacks. And the one that I want to break down here is going to be Stars coming in with the Skelly Donut. And it just shows you the beautiful planning and just incredible. I thought originally it was going to be some sort of blizzard using that blimp to send super wizards to help take that down, because typically that's what I expect when Stars comes in with invisibility spells. But he sees the multi-target Inferno next to the clan castle and he decides to take both of these down. It's within range, and look at this. He actually makes the multi invisible on accident, and then he still recovers that. Incredible what he's able to do here. Takes out the multi, takes out the clan castle. Now he doesn't have to worry about the CC coming out during the middle of the raid, but as we know, Klaus, he did an attack where he missed the CC and he still was able to get it. So it's incredible. So he decides to send in the blimp here for the town hall. How Klaus did it, he sent a wall wrecker in for the town hall. So you can see how there's a lot of similarities between the two attacks here. But the sneaky goblins helped secure this town hall, so he doesn't have to worry about it. And then the queen's gonna make her way straight from the town hall top side all the way down into the middle. And notice what this queen can reach, right? She can walk down. She could technically grab the enemy queen, but the enemy queen goes off to the king in this attack. But she can reach over the wall, grab the sweeper. She can grab the core sweeper, which would affect the Lalo pathing through this space. And there's the king. He's going to pass this way into the scatter shot, into this compartment, which is going to open up a kind of an L shape. You see from the Eagle artillery, and this is why he decides to Lalo from the bottom side, because the Eagle artillery is down there. If the Eagle was over to the right side, he would have most likely Laloed from the right side, because you want to try to take that Eagle artillery down as fast as possible. You do not want to have the Eagle artillery up at the end. That will be hitting your balloons. So there it is. The Lalo's coming directly to the Eagle as he's making his way around. So the biggest threat now remaining is the Royal Champion, because your balloons can't target her. So how does he deal with that RC? Well, this is where the Headhunters are going to play a role. He's moving this Lalo around towards the back end scatter shot, and then the Headhunters are going in. They make their way to the king. The Warden ability protects not only the Headhunters, but also protects the balloons as he's pathing his way around, and then they'll be able to make their way over to her on that backside. And this is the key right here. He uses these back end balloons. He saves a few just in case, and they were able to help take down the core multi-target Inferno. There it is, the minions, and just barely able to take that down to help protect these balloons as he passed his way up and around. This beautiful attack here from Stars. We saw a very similar attack coming from Klaus, which failed that Skelly Donut, like I said just before. And they're just so good that they can react on the fly if something goes wrong. And they did it right here, pulling away with the perfect war and advancing to the grand finals match. But we have another incredible match that's going to be coming up next here in the Clash of Clans World Warmup. And there it is, Queen Walker Stephanie advancing to the grand finals, which means we have a Vatang waiting down at the bottom side for the winner of this next match, Lady B, which is going to be an absolutely amazing one.
It certainly is. VN Tompinai came in yesterday with that final war against Tribe Gaming, showing the power of one single spring trap, which is something you almost never see. And that's what I'm excited to see. We know that Queen Walker Stephanie has stepped up their defensive game. We saw yesterday that VN Tompinai has stepped up their game. So let's see what they're going to bring. And the same for SpaceStation Gaming. So, of course, we've got this amazing roster: Almualan, El Tano, Machuo, Rigo Torres, and Hawk, aka Mammoth, for VN Tompinai. But for SpaceStation, we've got our favorite Brazilian players here as well, Carbon.
Indeed, including Bernal, Selena, Leo, Marnal, and P. Castro. And all these attackers are really well versed in air, especially Lalo. So they know how to try to defend these players, and they're going to try their best to do that. But again, these teams are going to be trying to put up those 14-star performances, and it's going to be very difficult in this match. And you have to go not only through these teams, then you got to get through Vatang just to make it to the finals. And then Queen Walker Stephanie is waiting for you in the grand final. So there's a long road for these teams to try to make it there.
Oh, they're not only waiting, they're waiting with a perfect score on the board for themselves, with an easy advantage going into the match and showing that they can hold Vatang back pretty strong to 12 stars. So it's not going to be an easy fight. I think between these two teams, if we don't see those 15-star wars, they could be in some big trouble here today.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they're going for. They got to go out. They got to take the risks. This is the lower bracket. You lose this match now, you are eliminated from the tournament, from the competition, and they will not have a chance at that prize pool. So that is what's on the line right here. You lose and you take home nothing. You win and you are guaranteed at least taking home some money here today of what? Third place, $5,000. Second place, $10,000. And first place, $15,000 here in the Clash of Clans Worlds Warmups. But starting off with that Queen Charge Lalo, Leo wanting to get some beautiful value for his Queen, potentially pathing her way to the left side of the space. Not necessarily going for the Town Hall just yet.
No, he can clear out a nice path, wrap his way around it. We've got the wall break already opening up to just ease some of that course. And we've even got a nice ease coming into that scatter shot, which I'll be curious to see if the king can drop in to keep the queen back on course working through, because we, of course, have the opening into the single in the core of the base here as well.
Yeah, with that wall break, allows the queen to step in to grab the Expo, the Wizard Tower, and some nice value in towards this Queen Charge, and drop in an additional balloon to try to protect these healers. And Wizard Tower should go down and reroute this balloon, yes, to the double Archer Tower, and take out the regular Archer Tower to help force this queen to go in towards the scatter shot. Just incredible pathing, incredible funneling to get that queen in towards this compartment.
A very nice opening coming in. So the queen's on her way, needs to keep an eye on her ability. We've got the Seeking Gobs coming down, trying to help the king stay a little bit more on course defensively, just to keep him focused going into that multi-queen section. We've got the opening in the base to connect that as well, and still one additional wall break to path this queen around this. So let's see where we can go as the Royal Champ sneaks her way in. That's also going to help cut the course and shape the way for the queen to work towards that Town Hall position.
Yeah, look how he drops this jump spell so that the queen is forced to go for the single target Inferno and the Town Hall. So this is beautiful planning and pathing for this queen. Just amazing that he's getting all this value, now charging his way into the king, slowing him down, but the rage is down to keep that queen up. The Town Hall is activated. The queen's taking a lot of damage, but he's now locking onto the Town Hall, should be able to secure that. The Royal Champion has ability, and she's even going to take out the core scatter shot here.
Wow, this Royal Champ helping to cut the pass here, even distracting the defending Royal Champion, giving those Headhunters a little more opportunity to sneak in through the Warden ability. Stone Slammer, all the loons, cut through the Eternal Tome here, sailing through the back end. And while the Queen may die out here in the Poison Bomb, He's got the power out of the loons and the drag rider coming out to make his way through, but it's the ability that carries that queen through the back end. Leo, 20 seconds left to go, and he's got the 3-star start to get SpaceStation Gaming in this match.
What an incredible queen charge through that base and use that jump spell to perfection to force her into the single to grab the town hall and then secure that 3-star. Just broke that base down bit by bit, including that funneling. How to get that queen towards that scatter shot. And that's why he has open compartments in the wall on the defender side, is to make it so that if you try to wall break those compartments, the wall breakers will go around and make it really difficult for the queen to actually walk into there. And he made that look very easy.
He really did. Just absolutely sectioned off each portion of that base to perfection. But Machuo now in the position to respond with the 3-star. They do not want to be set back here with a 2-star start, seeing the power that Leo is bringing today. Also coming in with the queen charge, Lalo. We know these teams for these kind of attacks, which is not an easy attack to do, which shows their skill, and that is what we have to most appreciate about it. So already shaping up the course here for this queen. We do have the jump to help connect her a little bit deeper inside the base.
Yeah, queen grabbing this multi does have the jump spell to try to get more, but look at this, double skeletons coming out, and they're going to slow this queen down, forced to use that rage spell onto the queen, but she's nice and healthy, no worries here, and they continue her path in to take out the enemy world champion.
So as she makes her way on, can take on that royal champion, the scatter shot, and reach the air sweepers here as well. We still have the king available to try and work through some of the outside edge of the base. It would be really nice to see getting into the eagle, but we can already see more of that L-shaped pathing working together. But what I do notice is that we've got the town hall up that we're going to have to worry about, and this might be left to the back end to go through.
Yeah, he had to use that freeze out of the super minion. Is going to cause way too many problems keeping that queen alive. King's ability goes off. He's going to make his way in towards the enemy queen. Bomb tower loses a bunch of the barbarians, but the enemy queen goes down. No, the enemy queen just stays up. And out comes Yetis from the Stone Slammer, and now he's going to Lalo over the town hall.
Wow, great use of the Stone Slammer, taking on the Eagle compartment. Less worry here. Going to take the pressure off the Lalo, take the pressure off the queen, even uses the invisibility spell to try and carry her through, but that multi threatening to knock her down. She's able to force the ability, which will carry her on, but can she get through? Take on that multi. Loon struggling to get through the town hall through that tornado trap, and it was an early ability coming in, which means he's going to lose all these loons through the poison bomb.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. Sending the loons straight into the town hall, and down they go. But he has the Raw Champion trying to maybe secure it. The Warden doing a little bit of... Wait, the Owl is actually tanking the single target. Warden gets it. No, Warden is not getting a final shot off with 26 seconds left. The Raw Champion is going to come down to her and the Lassie. Lassie get in front of the Raw Champion. Which one gets hit? I think the RC gets locked down to it. The single target. Inferno goes down.
Sneaky Goblin comes in for the storages, and that's what remains here, but there's still the gold storage to get to. 11 seconds left. Is there going to be enough time? Royal Champ sneaking out the minions. And it's the 3-star for Machuo. Oh my goodness, Carbon. That could not have come any more clutch for Tompinai.
Incredible. The Sneaky Goblin helped really take those storages down fast. And even as the Lalo went over the town hall, we thought it was all gone after that, losing that momentum push through it. But Machuo stuck to it and still was able to get that 3-star.
That is absolutely incredible. We talk about buzzer beaters, and that was really one of those, but it relied solely so much, not really just on luck, but the way he was playing his
Yeah.
cards with that one. But very fortunate to have those healers help carry that royal champ through it and get that final single down. Oh my goodness. This is off to an incredible start. If you guys wanted a good match, you've got it here now.
Absolutely. This is where they are fighting for everything. Because if you lose, you are eliminated from the competition. You are taking home none of the prize pool. And they're trying to take on Vatang, who is waiting for them. And this is all still the lower bracket. If you're just joining, the team that's waiting in the upper bracket grand finals is none other than Queen Walker Stephanie. And we have Bernal now trying to answer for SpaceStation. And the healers are getting hit by the Tesla, so he decides to drop a balloon onto the rage. But notice the Queen ability is still intact. It looks like this Tesla farm was going to cause a lot of issues, or at least that's what Rigatores wanted to try. And Bernal is reacting perfectly here, keeping that Queen going, and no worries here in terms of her ability.
Yeah, I wonder if they've learned their lesson about how sneaky Rigo Torres can be with his base building and trap placement. We do have the opening for the Queen to work through. Coco Loons also picking up those traps, soaking them up so the healers stay nice and safe, and has to keep these surrounding the base. But we've only got about 17 loons left and might need to invest a little bit more. So this means this is going to be a pretty big charge with the heroes coming in and the loons taking on a smaller portion of the base. So as the Queen powers her way through, we've got her coming into the multi-section. Absolutely perfect position. And the King going for the Eagle. These are the heavy-hitting items that we really want to focus on taking down with these Lalos. Multis obviously spreading those beams across the loons, taking that down, eliminates a huge threat, especially in the damage zone. And while the Queen continues to carry on, we start the Lalo with the limitation of loons. This is actually going to help carry her, taking off some of the heat of the defenses surrounding her. Royal Champ trying to sneak her way in to get to the scatter shot. There is an invisibility spell, but doesn't drop it down quick enough to actually get to it. So we'll see what the Stone Slimer can do. Coming in for the Town Hall, opening up. Warden reserving this ability here, and the Rage all to carry everything out of that poison bomb so we don't lose all the loons. Haste is going to sweep these loons through while they're in the Eternal Tomb. Carry on, get to the scatter shot, and surround the defenses here, Carbon.
Yeah, with those balloons, look at what Bernal is doing. Just the minions all up and around, and it is indeed an answer. He's giving the thumbs up. A beautiful job, and even swagging the invisibility spell as well.
Oh, and I'm noticing, I don't think I ever realized this, that Bernal is a phone attacker. He is doing these massive powerhouse plays on a phone and coming through, dominating. Beautiful start and a beautiful finish with the Queen actually still surviving through that as well.
It was incredible just how Bernal can just control everything in the raid, stay focused, and get the triple. We're looking at the bottom here. 6 stars to SpaceStation, 3 here for Tompinai, but they have an extra attack to do. So at this point, neither one of them have failed, and they have to keep that pace up here at this stage of the competition as they are battling it out, as they're trying to advance here in the lower bracket and at least take their share of the prize pool. But we've been seeing some incredible attacks. The Lalo has been strong here today and throughout this Worlds Warmups. Again, we haven't seen much ground in terms of any smash styles. There's been a lot of Inferno Dragons, it's been Super Dragons, and a lot of Queen charges as well.
Yeah, it has been. And I know that there's a lot of fans of the ground style attacks that we're not seeing quite as much of, but that also plays really into what we get to see in the matchups, how well these teams can try and counter each other because they have the similar style approaches in which they go about, which is making these so very exciting. But we'll see if either of these teams decide to turn it around somehow. Amalalin coming in, though, with the Zap Quake, or actually just the Zap to take on, looks like the Air Sweeper to start the direction and pathing for his Lalo.
Yeah, with that funneling should force this king into this bottom section and be able to take out Scatter and the enemy queen. But do we have a Tesla farm down here waiting for him? Doesn't look like just yet. He's getting some nice value. Skeleton providing that distraction. We got a ground skeleton. A giant bomb pops, and wow, gonna able to take down this whole bottom side. But the queen, where are you going? Weren't you supposed to make your way to the town hall? Oh, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, Royal Champ gonna have to sacrifice come in for this one. We do have the invisibility, might need to use the Rage of Freezes all to come in and taking on heat from the ground bow as she makes her approach through. So we are gonna lose a lot of spell support on this one for any potential push for the Lalo here. We do have the haste, of course, to help. Launches that Seeking Shield, needs to make some contact. We have nothing to actually, there we go. There's the activation coming in, drops the invisibility to try and keep her alive, but she's still focused on the Expo and dies out.
Yeah, she dies out, and that builder is going to repair that Air Expo as well. And now he's sending the Flame Flinger to help take this Town Hall down at this point. And I mean, hey, he's reacting beautifully, to be honest here, on the fly, switching up to the Flame Flinger. That's why you want to bring a handful of Siege Machines in your raids. And now the Lalo's coming in with that haste spell over the Eagle, pops the Warden ability. This Queen and her ability can take out the single and continue through the core and grab actually some incredible value here.
Okay, so this is taking a complete different turn than Allen had hoped for. And still able to completely adapt on the fly with this. The Lalo pathing, exceptional. Still able to hasties learn through all the back end splash. And let's see what we have coming out of this Flame Flinger that took on the Town Hall. We might not even get to see what's coming out of it because the Lalo has crushed this base.
That was wild. Allen, you were funneling it to try to get the Queen to go for the Town Hall, but your Queen said, you know, no thank you, Allen. I want to make this a little bit more difficult for you here. And she goes the wrong way, and he doesn't sweat. Switches up to the Flame Flinger and made it look like that was the original plan, at least. But that was so well done that I just in shock of how overpowering that attack was when the Queen walks the wrong way.
Like, we are not worthy. We are definitely not worthy for that. Allen is my hero at this point. I don't think I have ever seen a clutch move better than that in this game. So absolutely phenomenal. And what this really says is these teams are fighting hard to get their share of that $30,000 prize. They are not pulling back any stops at this point.
Not at all, because now we have the next attacker for SpaceStation. We're having 3 stars every single attack so far in this war. If you were wanting a great one, and this is it. I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to either a perfect or a 14-star. And maybe if you fail, it has to be a 99% fail at that, at how these players are attacking. Marnell is coming in with the Super Dragons. And he's been doing a lot of dragon attacks lately, because Marnell's one of the best Lalo attackers in the world, but over the last few years. But I've been noticing he's coming in more with the Inferno Dragons, Super Dragons, really switching it up here.
Absolutely. Definitely seeing some different sides from these teams. The Flame Flinger combination is something that I'm liking to see more of, especially because of the risk factor we have using that Zapquake combination to take care of the back end of that Town Hall, securing a much more easy pass for this. But we're going to see a lot of power coming out of these Super Drags by eliminating that Poison Bomb here as well.
With that Flame Flinger slowly taking its time for this Town Hall. We have the mortar off to the left side of it, and the Super Dragon is finally now coming down, and here's the rest of them off to the right side. And we're going to freeze up this air defense right on the outside of the space, moving in with the Warden, and still has yet to drop the King and Queen. Probably going to want to drop them to go into the Eagle Artillery, but waiting and being patient, taking his time through this section.
Yeah, a little bit of patience coming through this. What we really need is that power along to keep them working through. King and queen not yet on the board, but can save their power for that back end. And considering we do have the scatter shot to worry about, I would just want to see them coming in for this eagle position and helping navigate through the core of the base. But he's got a huge wide spread. And of course, we still have the troops to come out of the siege barracks actually coming out right now with the loons and the drag rider.
Yeah, they're going to be making their way to the top side of this base as some of these Super Dragons split off to the sweeper, pulling a Seeking Air Mine there, unfortunately. But we still have the World Champion yet to deploy, and this is looking really good, including that King ability as he's going to make his way and path towards that Tesla farm next to the scatter shot.
Yeah, Royal Champ just easing her path in. We still have the King ability to barrel through, help take on the defensive front line, giving the queen power through her ability, and that one super drag still hanging in there, low health, but taking care of the cleanup. Time is certainly not an issue, and neither is power in this one. Marinol keeping the 3-star streak going for these teams. I mean, no one is backing down quite yet, Carbon.
No, they are not. They are just having punch after punch of 3 stars coming in this war. It's incredible. Neither one of them wants to fail, and they are just showing the strength. And man, we saw SpaceStation's defenses yesterday really shine in terms of what they were able to help take those teams down. But it's just at this point, you can't fail, because if you do, you are at a huge risk of being eliminated.
Yeah, both of these teams shining defensively, and neither can seem to catch a break. And I don't know that this will carry through completely. Surely we'll see one small hiccup that cannot be changed, but it has been impressive the way each of these players have been able to adapt so far.
Yeah, it's been very impressive. And at this stage of the competition, it really seems like I don't feel like any base can defend. It really comes down to the attackers if they make that small mental mistake. They make the small little error in true placement, and that's is what's gonna cause the fail. Not necessarily because it was a crazy base design, but I mean, I say that now, and then we see Queen Walk Stephanie's bases just throwing all the teams for a loop. Especially sometimes they run what they've been running today with those Inferno Towers kind of at an angle, or sometimes they run anti-twos with the tunnel in the core. You just never know what they're going to throw at you. But Altano is saying, I'm going to be able to take this down with the Zap Lalo, with the lightning to help take down the Inferno Tower behind the Town Hall, and eventually potentially make that queen to grab that value. But let's see how he wants to set this up first.
Yeah, so King starting to take the lead coming in for that scatter shot position. We can already see the funnel setting in place. Again, the use of these skelly spells, these help really work through heavy defensive areas where we have heroes, scatter shots, a lot of damage coming in to ensure that the King has the power to actually clear out the entire compartment. Royal Champ's going to set across to work her way through. We will get the CC lure, and this should give the Queen the opportunity and time to start working along, take down those CC troops, and make her way in easily to the Town Hall section.
Yeah, that right side going down. The Royal Champion still has her ability, but look at this Air Expo going down as well. Now the Queen should be able to path her way to this Town Hall. The RC ability is going to be forced after the Tesla. Not just yet. Minigun get a little bit more value, and there it is. Onto the cannon, air defense, and the Tesla on the left. Going to help force this Queen to the Town Hall.
Yeah, Royal Champ doing some nice cover work here, actually pulling the skellies, and the Queen's going to be in a good position to take them on, even though she's taking on some damage from that ground bow, able to still reserve that ability, carry through, and has a freeze to help work her way through if need be. But her ability more than enough to carry, and that means we can hold the freezes for the Lalo portion, and going to be needed since we have 2 multis and the scatter shot to still worry about.
Yeah, and this Lalo is now continuing its way through the Eagle. The Warden's coming off to the left. The Lava Hound did eventually make its way over to that Queen, but the Queen has secured that value of the Town Hall going down, with that Stone Slammer pulling some red air bombs and a Seeking Air Mine, trying to haste his way to the scatter shot and the enemy Royal Champion. He's got a ton of balloons still left in this raid. It's looking absolutely incredible. But I wanted to just highlight one of the parts of this raid that many viewers might not have noticed was when he was dealing with the lava hound, the queen was slowly making her way to the town hall. He was slowly dropping a few archers one at a time on the right side, so the lava hound did not path to the queen and stop her from taking out that town hall in terms of stalling her up. So that's something that went unnoticed really but that's what Altano was able to do, and he got a perfect triple right there.
Absolutely beautiful. These guys are really just throwing everything at it. And you see the precision and the timing too. Like, even though we've had a few recoveries coming in, just exceptional Lalo skills, the timing of that warden ability, the freeze for the back end, the positions of the haste to carry those loons through, coming in from all different angles to meet together, overwhelming those heavier hitting items that you do typically worry about. So beautiful job here from Altano. And again, we're still in this position 9-9. Neither of these teams backing down here.
That's incredible. They are just having 3 stars after 3 stars. No base can defend in this matchup. It's incredible between them trying to fight their way to take on Vatang. Because you lose, you are eliminated, as this is the lower bracket of the very last day of the Worlds Warmup, which means that we are going to be crowning a champion. First place, who we have is Queen Walker Stephanie waiting in the wings in the grand finals between the teams that are now trying to make it there. But this next attack, we have 3 stars across the board between Tompinai and SpaceStation. And the next attacker is Solino of SpaceStation with that queen, a charge Lalo, mixing in that one bowler as well to potentially be used for a little bit of funneling and get some skip value, but sending that queen in from the opposite side of this town hall.
And so working the queen here, we're going to start shaping our way. We've got the sneaky gob to ensure that she gets her course moving down, but we've got a lot of wall breakers here. 4 total super wall breakers to come in, start sectioning this off, get the king in from one end, get the queen in from another, and start powering our way through into this nice big open compartment here to section off what the Lalo is going to need. And again, we're seeing not a crazy amount of loons coming in. So when we see this, we know that the heroes are going to be providing a lot of the force coming into it. May even see the warden coming in, as I notice we have the log launcher to start opening up a little bit more path as well.
Yeah, this queen grabbing some fantastic value so far, but the warden is down with the king and the royal champion. Everything's down, so he's taking a full-on risk. Log launchers coming in from the top side at 12 to open up all the way to the core towards that single-star inferno. And what is going to be used to help secure the town hall? Is it going to be 5 sneakies and the visibility spell there?
Yeah, this is going to help power moving along. I'm assuming we'll see some Yetis coming out. Often when we get this push coming in, the Yetis can really help take on a lot of the centralized infernos within the base, helping to power the heroes along. This is a smart approach coming in because the whole core is open for the heroes to wrap their way around. And look at those Yetis just make their way through the multis, the singles, and the town hall is all down and secure. It's about taking on the surrounding defenses. We still have the Lalo to bring in here for the backside.
Yeah, the Lalo, though, will not have the assistance of the Grand Warden, as he's going to make his way through with only a minute left in the raid. The Queen's going through, but look at this. There is the opening to the backside, so the Queen can get a lot of access here with that Queen ability. Wow. The balloons are being trickled in, and it's looking good. Oh, the red air bombs all through there, pulling those traps.
That hound, OP, getting those traps set up and in place. And the loons can carry this along. Solino coming in with just the right option. Final freeze down to ensure we have the overwhelming sweep through of a 3-star, keeping SpaceStation Gaming going perfect. We said it, Carbon. If you wanted to go up against Queen Walkers in the grand finals, show any opportunity to do it, you got to start throwing down those perfect wars, and both of these teams are edging ever so close to that.
Indeed. And if it comes down to a perfect war, then the final tiebreaker is the average attack duration of whichever team has been faster at getting the 3 stars. And so that's where you have to start to think about who's been coming in with faster attacks. Which team has been coming in with those dragon really quick? Even E-dragons, are super quick, but we haven't seen them in this war. And we've seen the super dragons, but Mass Inferno dragons are also pretty quick. So these final set of attacks, they might actually have to change their attack strategy if they are down on that average attack duration, because they'll have to bring that back in order to even have a chance at that point.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one to work up against, and they still have the hurdle of getting through Vatang after this. But the biggest thing for these two teams is to get their spot in for the prize. To go this far, to fight so hard and not quite make it is going to be a really tough blow. But this is why we are seeing them fighting as hard as they are. It is mammoth now to try and keep VN Tompinai in it. SpaceStation has not backed down, and we've got some more Queen Charge Lalo action in the mix here. I expect this is primarily what we are going to see from these teams.
Yep, that's what we're going to see. Just back and forth, coming in with beautiful queen charges. And look at the invisibility spell to be able to force that queen to go into the eagle and not path her way over to the Tesla. Beautiful job there. And now the eagle will be going down to this queen, taking that down without even activating. But we have to keep our eye onto the CC coming out to deal with that queen, taking some damage, but the queen is looking healthy and safe so far.
She definitely is able to ease through taking on that Hound World Champ. A little distracted here by the Skellies, but the Queen is actually taking on the heat from the Expo, King taking on the heat from the cannon. So she was in a perfect position to take that on and carry her way through the core to really help clean this out. Beautiful position for the Queen with a jump to get to the multi, defending Royal Champion. Going to get a little bit hung up by the King here, but the Royal Champ actually has a nice opportunity to set her way in, and all air sweepers are down now. Just wants that scatter shot down. That would be huge.
Oh, no. The Queen.
Stone Slammer should adjust.
The Queen going down. She could have got the enemy Royal Champion, the enemy Queen potentially if she kept going left. But now it's a matter of trying to help and take the rest of this base down. He needs the triple at this point because this is going to be a huge blow to them if it's not a 3-star. Because notice, the Town Hall is still up on the top side. The Rage is down, one ability goes off, but we don't have any headhunters to go in for the Queen or Royal Champion.
Yeah, there was only one there to try and work through for those two heroes, and all the traps coming out. Tornado trap holding those loons through, keeping them hostage, and not enough support. You can see the despair. He knows that he has now put the team at big jeopardy unless they are able to come in with a defense. But percent-wise, this is going to wind up landing much, much lower than Tompinai would have hoped for. Minions in for some of the cleanup with 31 seconds left, but there's still a lot of surrounding defense, so he won't be able to get this too much higher.
Yeah, that's going to be a really bad position right here for Tompinai, meaning that SpaceStation, all they have to do in their final attack is get basically a 78% 2-star unless this gets the Dark Elixir storage, which it looks like it will. So a 79% 2-star for SpaceStation in their final hit will be the victory for them to advance in the low bracket and eliminate Tompinai from the competition. And Tompinai was the first team to qualify as the number 1. They won the very first qualifiers, and they unfortunately look like they are almost going home if it is a 79% 2-star there.
Yeah, this is a tough one for them right there towards the tail end of this raid. It does put SpaceStation Gaming in a very good position with limited pressure because we've seen the adaptation for a lot of these players, and to try and adjust for just around an 80% mark is going to be quite, I would say, an easy task unless Tompinai has one final trick up their sleeves. And we did see it yesterday. We did see
Yep.
that nice big trick from Rigo Torres, but I don't know if it'll be enough. We'll have to patiently wait and see.
And we're seeing P. Castro coming in for that potential victory. Remember, 79, and that locks it up. He's going for the 3-star, though, with that king off towards the town hall. Going to path his way in. We got 2 ground expos that are going to do quite a bit of damage, but luckily the king and ice golem are going to provide that tanking. Out comes the CC of goblins, archers, and the lava hound. The queen, will she be going? Oh, there's the freeze down to the single to be sure that the king continues to tank and protect his queen so she can step in for the town hall.
And gives her a nice opportunity to get in, take this on. Still has to get through the storage. Is Unicorn taking on the heat actually from the expo, but that gives the power of the queen to use that ability, get through the town hall just in time, and ensure that it gets taken down. Hound going to be pulled by the royal champion, but she is clearing a nice path here to move in. So this has started off reasonably well for P. Castro.
Yeah, the Lava Hound is going to path this way over to the Archer in the right, on the right side, with the Lalo now coming down to the top side. With that Town Hall going down, now it's just a percentage game of what P. Castro is looking to do. Pathing his way over to the Eagle Artillery to grab this valley, and he's going to send the Blimp to go and cut across towards the multi in the middle of this base.
I love this. This is something that we don't often get to see these days, but when it comes in, absolutely beautiful. Question is, we're going to have Yetis to come in to help work this down. We've got the Rage down, and yes, indeed, it is the Yetis to clear out the defenses in the core of the base. When you have those Inferno combinations, this is such a nice way to work your way around. Also distracting the Queen, giving the Loons ample opportunity to work through the outside edges of those defenses.
Yeah, and the balloons are coming around, but that queen is just barely up. The warden just hit it, or the owl just chained onto the queen. Owl, take that queen. Yes! There it is. The owl takes it down, but the percentage here is slowly racking up. The minion's getting it, and he's going to approach into the 80s, and that is what he needed to do. And there is the victory for SpaceStation. GG, well done to them. We do have one final attack coming in from Rigators of Tompinai, but it was the attack of Mammoth of Hawk that was unfortunately not able to get the higher percentage, and it let P. Castro come away and get this victory for SpaceStation. Great job, and they will be taking on Vatang. We still have probably another beautiful Lalo attack to come in from the Lalo master himself, Rigo Torres.
You know what I would like to see, though, coming from Rigo Torres? Because he's not just a Lalo master. He has shown us to be a Hog master as well, because he is very versatile with his queen charges. So maybe he can finish off the day for us with something a little bit different. But P. Castro, of course, coming in, leading his team to victory in this lower bracket match, which means they will face off against Vatang here. That 92%, more than enough to secure their victory.
Indeed. It's beautiful attacks. And this war was just going back and forth. And that's what we were thinking. Like, at this rate, it was going to be potentially perfect war, because it was just nonstop 3 stars. It was a beautiful job. But Tompinai, very nice effort there of trying to make it. But hey, we'll still see one more attack from Rigo Torres. He's been doing a fantastic job, including yesterday, where his defense really shined as well. But here it is, Rigo Torres coming in with that Queen of Charge Lalo as well.
So more Queen Charge Lalo to finish off the day here. We've got the push coming in right from the outside edge of the scatter shot. Sneaky Gob already sectioning off the path to force her in and along with that opening. And 2 more additional wall breaks can connect her, weaving in and out, all the way up to the town hall potentially here.
Yeah, with the Lava Hound now coming out, the Rage is down to keep that Queen up and nice and healthy. Headhunters and ground skeletons pathing their way over to the Queen. Poison's down and should be able to make easy work of this clan castle.
Absolutely. Making nice work, moving along, taking a little bit of time and patience, but we've got the king already set on course to ensure that she does not go off path. We have seen this from time to time. These queens not doing what you expect them to do, but not going to happen for Rigo this time, and working his way to take on that defending royal champ.
Yeah, that queen pathing away to the top side, while the king's ability goes off to the bottom down to the multi. And notice the town hall is to the top side of this base. So he's going to just try to path his queen up there. But let's see, this is taking quite a bit of time. Maybe send the royal champion into the Eagle artillery to get that value. That would be fantastic. But the Teslas do pop to the top side, which can be an issue for the queen pathing into the town hall up there.
Yeah, so we've got beautiful position coming in, and this is making... Ooh, she's taken a little bit of a V-line here. She's going for the wall, her favorite target, and not going for that town hall with the beautiful openings that she could have done. Royal Champ trying to take care of those defenses, might need to clutch this up, but with the defending BK, this ain't gonna happen. He's going to have to readjust for this. We've got the Stone Slammer, might need to Lalo into this. He's going to have to take a little bit of time. We know this is not for the win, but I'm sure he still wants to finish off strong here.
He does indeed, as the queen is pathing her way into the single, makes her invisible. She can actually reach that town hall as she walks up to the top side. This Stone Slammer taking out the Eagle slowly, taking quite a bit of time. Headhunter joins in to help assist this queen, but now there's a Lalo with the Grand Warning. He only has one haste spell to use. Balloons are pathing their way around, trying to take out the scatter. The multi, the queen, is going to eventually lock out of the town hall, has her ability, but the problem is, Lady B, only 20 seconds left in the raid.
Yeah, we've seen under-minute Lalos, but a 35-second Lalo is virtually impossible. He was able to spare this from being the 1-star, and it is essentially just a time fail at that. Considering the queen went a bit off course, still a beautiful recovery from Rigo Torres, showcasing his power, and we've got to give some love to Tompinai, though they will not be able to advance on. They have had a beautiful performance in the running.
Yeah, beautiful job, but unfortunately, we talk about it all the time. 14 stars is the victory for SpaceStation, and they will be advancing to take on Vatang. This is the lower bracket, so you lose any of these matches, you are out, which means that Tompinai are out of the competition, and they are taking home nothing as part of the prize pool. To think you work all this to make it that far and fall up just short, it just shows you that it can be so devastating, but also so rewarding as well if you make it to the finals. And man, the $30,000 prize pool can now slowly be given out to these top 3 teams remaining. But it was unfortunately with Hawk a 78% 2-star, but the 3 stars across the board for SpaceStation. P. Castro almost 92%, pretty close. But it was that one fail or a couple fails there from Tompinai that cost it.
Definitely. And unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles for these teams. A lot of investment, but a lot of pride that they have to have in to make it this far. And as you mentioned, Tompinai was one of those first teams to advance on, and they've had a beautiful performance. But we've got some replays to look at, some amazing attacks that came through. I know for me personally, the one that I loved watching was Selenio. I was a little bit torn between Amual and Selenio, but Selenio does something here that showcases the power of the heroes. And I think that's a really important thing for players out there to definitely understand the value of your heroes. So why don't we take a look and see this one in action coming from Selenio, because he did beautiful job coming into that one.
Yeah, they came in with some beautiful attacks as well. Unless there's a bracket that we can update there, we'll be taking a look at replays. We'll be looking at brackets throughout this because we got these incredible wars to come. They're going to be going at it, and I mean, just to be surprised about all this. But there it is, Selenos. Let's go and break this one down here.
Yeah, so Seleno came in with this beautiful push, and notice that there are only 16 loons in the mix. When you're doing a Lalo, typically you're bringing over 20 loons. You're thinking about doing it in a U shape, an L shape, but what Seleno does is cuts out the entire top diamond section of the base from 12 o'clock going through the core. And in order to shape this up, we have to split the funnel. So we start the queen from one side, wall breaker in, king comes in from the opposite side over at 1 o'clock, work him in, and the power of the log launcher that we bring through in this is provided to cut open more of the base, but also provide the power when we bring in the Yetis. But you can see the queen charge wrapping her way in, and the pathing that's set over to the left side. All the walls are open here, bar the core of the base, and the king would then have easy access from the right side coming in. But the king is not something that can function alone in this. He needs the power of the warden to come in and the royal champ to help support, ensure that we can take on all those heavy defenses and push this through. The log launcher coming in here, you can see, splitting the center of the base, getting to those infernos is where the power shines of the Yetis. It's the Yetis under Rage that have the key to really excel this coming in and help protect the heroes, getting a little bit more power coming through. And as you can see, the sneaky gobs coming in from the bottom of the base. We see this a lot in the approach where we have these anti 2-star style bases with the town halls on the, or I'm sorry, anti 3-star style bases with the town halls on the outside edge that we can work our way through and take that on. And that eliminates huge damage, but also look what we have here right now. Outlying defenses. Yeti's clearing up some more of the centralized area of the core. Queen has everything reachable. And with those limited loons that we have left over, we can work from the outside edge, taking on the limited damage from the archer towers, cannons, wizard towers. But it's this hound that comes in clutch. So don't forget to soak up all those traps that you still need to get through and take those down. Loons are still able to provide the power coming in, and the queen was able to support for the remainder of the cleanup. But again, this style attack works really well on these sectioned off bases where you have the flank of the scatter shots, the town hall down at one end, and you can really power your heroes along and get that value from them. So don't underestimate the power of your heroes and using some limitation of loons where you don't even need the warden to help work through. Selenia's showcasing this so well through the mix, and this is why they are powering along through this competition so far, Carbon.
Yeah, incredible job. What an attack as well. Just shows the strength of what they can do at SpaceStation. And I think we're going to break down another one of their attacks, but this one was from Leo. And I really want to highlight in this attack is how he gets the queen pathing. And notice what happens. The queen is dropped to the bottom side of the space, but he passed the queen into the scattershot compartment, takes a jump spell to bring her back to the town hall. So let's go ahead and watch. And this just beautiful pathing. It also comes down to the funneling, because that is how he's able to get the queen to path into the scatter. But notice, because a lot of players ask, well, Carbon, why are there openings in the wall? Why aren't they just closing the compartments off? Well, it's so that the wall breakers don't easily wall break open compartments to allow the queen to path easily. And that's why. It's to really mess up wall breakers and make it hard to know exactly where the queen's going to go. But in this case, Leo knows that if he's able to get the queen to go to the left side, he has to take it down at least a few buildings, including the archer tower to the left over there, to force that queen in towards the scattershot. So by breaking open this wall down here, allows the queen to step in to not only take out the wizard tower, but also the ground expo. So that's some very nice value. And notice that there is the walls behind where the town hall is, the single target inferno. The jump spell is going to give him access to jumping into that compartment and then taking out the town hall after the fact. That's the important part. You have to be able to secure the town hall. The balloons come down to be able to pull traps for those seeking air mines as the queen is taking her time to make her way to the scatter shot and some tassels. And he also has access to the enemy queen with his queen if he wants to reach that. So much through this bottom compartment. And here comes the king as well. He has a few sneakies, So he uses the sneakies onto the gold source and force the king a little bit left, and then uses another sneaky onto the gold mine so that the king continues his path into that multi, because the queen can't reach that multi in that compartment. But this is the key right here. Queen is going to continue her way through, steps in to grab the enemy queen. There's a headhunter to help assist, but king's ability goes off, going to be able to make his way, taking out that multi, and then there's the jump. Now, the queen could take that jump spell, bring her back to the town hall, and then he could use the stone slammer in a different part of this space with the Lalo as he's making his way through. The Hound comes across, pulls some traps, but the queen easily is able to take down the enemy king. Took down the Inferno Tower, took down the town hall, and incredible value. And look at that Raw champion right into the middle of that base to take down that scatter shot and just the crushing attack here. And then he has headhunters to take out the enemy Raw champion as well on the backside. You can even put a dragon if you want to be able to also secure that royal champion inside of that stone slammer. But at this point, it looked like the stone slammer didn't even need to pop, had plenty of troops. 2 more invisibility spells. What an attack here from Leo of SpaceStation, showing the strength of the queen charge. Sometimes players involve the queen charge with a log launcher to bring her back. This time it was the jump spell to get that beautiful value, and they will be advancing to take on Vatang, and just some incredible attacks in this matchup. And there it is. Queen Walker Stephanie is waiting in the grand finals, but right below it, we have SpaceStation taking on Vatang, right, or SpaceStation right there, and I just cannot believe this.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting matchup to see. SpaceStation having to face off against Vatang in order to make their way through. Now, Vatang saw...
Actually, I think it's, if I was reading this correctly, we were wrong in terms of who's eliminated, because there's a third, fourth place match. So that's where Vatang is going to be playing in, and SpaceStation is going to be already in the final. If I'm reading that bracket correct, I guess we'll double check into this, but that is what it's looking like. So okay, no, never mind. I was looking at this bracket. I was like, hold on. Was Vatang already going down? There's a second chance. Okay. Wanted to double check. I was saying it, unless I was seeing some wrong stuff. We want to make sure we got this right for the viewers. But this is what I was thinking. I was like, okay, Vatang and SpaceStation, the winner of this match, then goes to take on Queen Walker Stephanie. All right. There we go. Now we got it all straightened up there.
almost that second chance to get in there.
Hey, yes, confirm.
But we've got Vatang facing off against SpaceStation Gaming, and Vatang has seen the wrath of Queen Walkers and what they're bringing. Yeah. But Vatang has just also witnessed the wrath of SpaceStation Gaming and what they did to Tompinai in that match. So Vatang is really going to have to dig deep in this matchup. I would think. What do you think needs to happen for Vatang in this situation to try and overcome what we just saw from SpaceStation?
Well, you gotta bring some defense that is able to stop their queen charge attacks. One, you need to bring in base that can stop Inferno Dragons or Super Dragons, because that's one of the attacks that probably Marnell is going to come in with. Then we have Bernal, we have Leo, and the rest of them that are amazing at queen charge Lalo attacks. So if I was to say, try to have a base that can defend all that, right? If you can find a base that can do that, send it my way. I think that would be one of the best bases, because it's just, in order to stop it's going to be absolutely just incredible. But we got some attack strategies to take a look at here, and look at that. Sui Lalo coming in at a 66% hit rate with the most attacks used, but we're going down to the Queen Charge Dragon Rider. That is the highest hit rate. Yeah, it doesn't have as many attacks, but 6 for 8 in terms of triples.
Yeah, the Sui Lala, we've heard everyone saying they're not seeing the ground attacks, and there is no ground attack in these strategies.
Yeah,
we're seeing all air. Sui Lala. Wow. We've got the Super Drags, Queen Charge Lalo, Queen Walk Lalo, and the Drag Riders, and even Zap Lalo. So these top hitting hits, this showcases what the top teams are actually playing with. And they have showcased that while it looks easy, it really isn't.
Yeah, I think I'm going to hit up my stats guy, Chase the Ace, who I'm going to have to ask him, when was the last time we haven't seen a ground attack in the attack strategy, like the top attack strategy used in a tournament? Because it's open air. I don't think I've ever not seen a ground attack. Usually it's some sort of smash style with P.E.K.K.A.s, Yetis, Super Wizards, but not here today. It is all air. Air is dominating right now in the meta of Clash of Clans.
Yeah, but it's these Sui Lalos that are definitely taking a huge lead, and we are seeing some absolutely amazing pushes coming into the base. And again, it's the
Yep.
power of the heroes that really are forging these kind of raids along, that we're seeing them so successfully.
Yeah, and the heroes, including with their pets, can just get so much. And we can see the pets like the unicorn coming in clutch to heal up the queen and to keep her going, especially when it's towards the end of a raid. And when you're trying to get that little bit of extra percentage, and the final defense is, let's say the queen is just out of range of that defense, the unicorn can heal her up. And it's beautiful. The value you can get from that is just immense, and they take advantage of it. And here we go. We've got SpaceStation taking on Vatang in this next match. The winner is going to take on Queen Waka Stephanie in the grand finals.
I mean, do you just decide walk away with a 5,000, make it easy on yourself, or do you dare take on the Queen Walkers after what we witnessed? But Leo has to come up first place here, often takes the lead front, but we see him coming in with the E-Drags. There's a lot of nice chainable value, but coming head in for the Town Hall. We've seen this where it can actually fail, not get the Town Hall taken down, and cause some big issues. Tornado Trap trying to hold these loons back, but the E-Drags will make their course through, and he still has a nice big pack working to the outside edge. Just needs them in the center of the base. Are they going to bypass the Town Hall, though?
Oh, that's the issue. The sweeper's going to now push these E-Dragons back. Then Stone Slaver off to the right by the Eagle Artillery. The Rage up. No! What is going on, E-Dragon? No, they're completely dodging the Town Hall. He could send the World Champion, but... Oh, no.
Yeah, this is exactly what we saw yesterday. This is a very risky approach with E-Drags because they have the propensity of actually working their way around this, and nicely placed traps holding this off. But as you mentioned, we do have the Royal Champ, but she is on the board already, coming in for the Town Hall here, looking to take that down to try and save this 2-star. And the heroes, unfortunately, the King Queen, not going to be enough to necessarily carry through the rest of the raid. With a single up, the defending Royal Champ, and this Expo that's still pinging away.
Well, he's got to freeze. This rage spell is coming in very nice. And we just talked about the pets coming in very nicely, trying to heal this queen up. But we have an enemy Royal Champion. We have 2 Expos, 2 Inferno Towers. Queen's ability goes off. And Leo does not go with the Queen Charge, because I just broke down his Queen Charge Lalo attack that was beautiful against Tompinai, and he completely switches it up and goes to the E-Dragons, and this falls short. Only about a 93% after this one minion is going to go to the barracks, and look at that. The Unicorn is going to try.
Unicorn trying to help heal that one minion to get a little bit more value out of this. But hits the 93% mark. Not a terrible place to be in if you're going to hit a 2-star, but this is not the way that SpaceStation Gaming wanted to kick off the war against Vatang. They'll have to see if they can hold some defenses. Queen Walkers were able to do that, but I don't know if it's going to be enough for SpaceStation to try and turn this one around. But it does leave for a very interesting start into this matchup. So we'll see what happens coming through into this. But we can say that Vatang has a nice ease going into this, and we'll see if they can bring this through. But we saw this yesterday, a very similar approach coming in with those E-Drag style attacks, and we were able to kind of recover coming into this. But this happens often, and it's a risk that you take when you don't bring in a blimp, have another approach to come in to take down that town hall. It's a risk that Leo took, but he was able to recover nicely to the 2-star. But the difference maker is going to be what Vatang can do with this. They had a rough go going up against Queen Walkers earlier in the day. This could be the motivation that we need, or that they need coming into this, to try and turn this back around and get into that grand finals. Because don't forget, we go into the grand finals match after this. Now, sincere prayer with the potential to come through and get this going. Opts to go for the super drags. But what's going to carry coming into that town hall? It's going to be the blimp. He's not taking that risk. Gets the blimp sailing through. We've got the clone spell heading right over. Tornado Trap's going to hold it off, but gets it open right on top. Rage Freeze combination to try and get that down, taken fast, and it does. Now, this is a nice approach because look at the power of the super drags coming into the core of the base. They are spread equally, dispersing their power, their force. Heroes on the opposite side, King and Queen working where the town hall has been taken down. And it's a pretty nice, relatively smooth spread across for those drags. And don't forget, we will have the Royal Champ to come into play to help with the back end of this base. But the hero's still working strong, nice and secured. And when we look at what remains on the back end of this, which is something that Sincere Prayer definitely thought about, is what remains on the back end. There are no scatters. There are no singles. The only thing of consequence for those heroes are the X-Bows and the defending heroes in Tesla Farm. But this does make for a very easy push coming through, especially holding on to this freeze. Royal Champ coming in fresh is gonna come through. Power along with Lassie taking the lead as the King helps to barrel his way past that defending Archer Queen. Royal Champ has the power she needs to come in with her ability, the Queen ability. The Warden's still going strong in this, and the freeze. Sincere Prayer is able to carry a 3-star coming in and get the lead for Vatang in this war. Their defense coming in strong, and now offensively able to carry this one through. This is Vatang's chance to shine, Carbon.
Yeah, let's hope that I got all the technical difficulties all hopefully fixed there. But prayer, like, incredible. Just Vatang coming in a 3-star, but there it is. 3-star for Vatang. And unfortunate, like we saw from the very first deck of SpaceStation, not getting that. It's just, we're going to have to see. Remember, this is the lower bracket. So if you lose, you are out, and you still will make some money, right? Coming in terms of, well, we have the 3rd place. Trying to still make that 1st place money. You're going to have to defeat Queen Walker Stephanie 2 times in a row. That's going to be difficult.
I think it is. After seeing what Queen Walker Stephanie started off with today, they ate their Wheaties. They were ready to go into this matchup, rared up and ready. But there's also going to be some cool off time for them. I mean, they started off really strong, and now they're sitting back and relaxing. Maybe that's going to give the edge to the team coming in to have a chance to just trip them up a little bit, because these teams are certainly warmed up and ready to go. Definitely from what we're seeing from Vatang right now.
Yeah, that's the really good point. Is we have Queen Wonka Stephanie that are going to be waiting for a very long time. These teams down the low bracket are continuing to fight all the way through to try to make their way to the final. So they are going to be ready to go. But Queen Wonka Stephanie, they can take a break. They can take 3-4 wars off, and then they will just be coming at you with not only their attacks, but their defenses, which have been absolutely stellar so far through this Worlds Warmup.
They certainly have. The defenses have been shining. Offense has been shining for them. And it does put them in a, I would say, the favorable position for anybody who's voting out there who would expect to see the winner of this war. But it doesn't mean that these teams are done fighting yet. We still have SpaceStation Gaming that has to try now to dig their way out of this. A 93% 2-star, again, not a terrible place to be in if they can hold a defense against Vatang, but they're going to need to start with picking up this 3-star and sending in the big man himself, Bernal, to go in with the Queen charge Lalo.
Yeah, that queen charger has to get some beautiful value. Can it do it? The Eagle artillery is sitting down here as the queen is going to try to make her way to the left side. And we have multis, a second multi, all the way in the core. Some crazy value. Decides to send in a blimp into the scatter shot. So we're finding also a Tesla farm and a tornado trap as well.
Ooh, this is a tough area to get through. Those skellies trying to knock back the Yetis, but he does manage to clear up that scatter shot, get that taken down, and it's an easy pickoff for the AD on the outside edge of the base. King still working his way through to get the Eagle taken down, but the Queen does have her pass straight through that core of the base. I mean, we're seeing more and more of these style bases with these nice narrow openings that are offering so much opportunity for these Queen Chargers to work their way through.
Yeah, it's really come down to if he gets that queen to pat. The king does take out that Eagle artillery. Now continue this queen through, dealing with that CC, the headhunters, the goblins, the lava hound, and it's going to take him some time, but he's going to have to lollo over the town hall, or is he going to try to jump this queen over there? I mean, if you try to get that queen to jump over the town hall, it's going to be a very hard pathing, I would have to guess, but, you know, Bernal, he could do anything.
You really can. And we've got it situated nicely, maybe to start that Lalo down from the 4:30 to 3 o'clock side of the base. Remember, only 17 loons, so the Queen's really going to have to continue through, support this, help work this along. But a jump could carry her through that back end equally as well. But it is going to be from the scatter shot position with the Royal Champ working her way along right underneath.
There's the phrase onto the single target Inferno. But now this queen needs to make her way to the town hall. He's investing everything to do just that. As the Royal Champion helps to make to the enemy RC, but their balloons are going down fast.
The Warden working with this queen. Interesting combination to go through. Keeping that queen alive to ensure that the town hall goes down. Has the ability, forces it. Warden's going down. Queen has just enough power to do it. And the Royal Champ still stands. We have so many defenses left here on the back end. Bernal going to struggle to get through this, not only with the power, but with only 24 seconds left to go.
Wow, are we going to potentially see a rematch of Vatang coming straight back to get some revenge against Queen Walker Stephanie? Because it's looking like that's the case of two beautiful defenses for Vatang to start off this war. And they get a 3-star. It's looking really good for them to have at least a 2-star advantage in this one right here. Because the pressure is on. You lose this match, you are in 3rd place, taking home $5,000. You win this match, you're guaranteed at least $10,000 in 2nd place. So there's, what, $5,000 on the line in this match right here. So Vatang, a triple, and you're looking good.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said it earlier, you know, it's about bringing those right bases, and Vatang seems to have SpaceStation's number. I think the bigger question is if they move forward to face Queen Walkers again, would they be able to have the right combination to try and take them down twice over? They'd have to do it twice over. Let's see what Rollo can do. If you can keep the momentum going, they have the 1-star advantage already. They can push us to a 2-star advantage. And more, we get to see these bowlers coming in, getting some nice bounceable value to set up the funnels and work this king into that air defense compartment. Nice shallow entry, but also helps alleviate the pressure of that expo off the queen to sneak her through into the town hall.
Yeah, that wall break should be able to pat that queen there. Did set up a little bit of funneling, but we got that box style base here from Bernal, and we're seeing the king ability going off. Poison to slow down the headhunters, to help take them down. Then the king and Royal Champion take out the scatter shot, the bomb tower. Now the Royal Champion's locking onto the lava hound and slowly taking out this town hall with the queen, and beautiful pops her ability, and down it goes.
I think it's very nice value out of this so far, and what we can see is the L shape, that natural L shape that we're often accustomed to seeing with a Lalo push coming in here and already formed. Royal Champ actually still trying to get a little bit more value out of this. Drops the invisibility spell, takes down the Wizard Tower, not the Archer Tower, but at least getting that splash item is always a nice option. Stone Slimer coming in to take the lead on that inline edge, soaking up any potential traps along the inner perimeter.
Yeah, pulling a bunch of red air bombs. The Dragon Rider comes out of the Stone Slammer, finding the Tornado Trap as well with the Warden ability going off. Protects both Hounds here, so they'll be able to tank over this air defense as he passes his way through. And look at the balloons joining in, but the Eagle Artillery has yet to go down. Finds that Tassel Farm on the backside, which is going to be a big problem. These balloons have taken a massive amount of damage.
Oh, they certainly have, and that freeze already expended early. Loons are going to suffer coming through this Drag Rider.
Oh.
The only force, but gets knocked down fast, and so do the rest of the Loons. So Rollo coming in with a 2-star here gives the opportunity that SpaceStation Gaming was hoping to see, and the percent carbon is going to be quite low.
Yeah, very surprising percentage here. Just passing into the 80% range here. And Bernal, he didn't get the triple, but his base is going to stop the triple indeed. Just going to be the 2 stars, and every single percentage is going to matter. It's only going to be a 1-star advantage for Vatang, which is going to be huge going into the rest of these attacks. And that's going to be a big morale boost for SpaceStation, knowing that they're not down by 2 triples in this war.
It does make a big difference. It gives them the hope to try and forge this along. So we'll have to see if there's more defenses that they have up their sleeves to try and hold back Vatang. And I've got to say, pretty impressive to hold back Rollo, who is known for his exceptional Lalo skills.
Absolutely. Just incredible to what they can do. But the defense held strong. Bernal, great job. And that's kind of one of the legend bases that you tend to see used all the time. And a lot of these players they do push in Legends League to kind of get that practice as well, because you only have the 30 seconds to plan for a legend attack, and you have to use whatever army you bring. And so when you face bases like that, you typically have maybe an answer for it, but you have a little bit more time to plan for that base in a situation like this. But it held strong. It just shows you the strength of those bases and how strong it is. If you don't get that momentum, you don't get that value, and then just the balloons just could not continue around the base, and it was a defense. And now Marnal is coming in with a Lalo. Wow. It's not a super dragon. It's not a mass inferno dragon. It's bringing back his roots of the Lalo attacks. It is amazing to see. Let's see what he can do.
Ooh, I'm liking this opening. Look at how much is open access inside where he's sectioned off. We've got that cross section to the single, the Royal Champ, the multi. We've got the Royal Champion taking on the scatter shot, Skelly spells to help distract. King working his power in with the Ice Golem to get through and get that CC lure. And this gives the Queen the opportunity to sneak her way through to the Town Hall section, take this down. King still providing that tank, but this was a beautiful position. And we've got an extra invisibility spell for this Royal Champ to potentially take on that multi-targeting Inferno. But might not be enough.
Town Hall, yes. Town Hall has been secured from the Queen. Royal Champion does take out both. No, she turns around and goes to the Lava Hound.
Oh, so the multi stands, but we have the Stone Slimer to come in to play here, try and soak up some of the damage, working its way through, take on the heat, but it is going to throw this off course and not put it in the position. Also getting forced back by the air sweeper here, so not getting the full value he was hoping for. But let's see if he can recover this, especially if a Drag Rider comes out.
Yeah. Oh, wait. The Dragon Rider has come out here. He has the heal spell. There's the haste. Healing up these balloons. The red air bombs are everywhere. But the balloons do make their way across. But we got Tesla Farms. He's trying to heal them up. And the Dragon Rider cutting across. But is it going to be too much? Come on, Dragon Rider balloons. Multi goes down with the Grand Warden assistance. Air defense goes down. But we got a Lava Hound that now has to run off to the Archer to the top side of this base, and he might just be able to get this. No, Seeking Airmine!
This might be by the skin of his teeth. The King distracting, though, is really hurting this. With a minute left, you can see the frustration on Marinol's face.
Yeah.
But Minions still working through. The Hound still on the northern side of the base. 43 seconds left to go. And those Teslas have been pinging away at the Warden. The Electro Owl not going to have necessarily enough force to get through this.
Yeah, he was frustrated because the Warden got stuck on to the King, and it looks like the staff of that Warden is shooting from the Owl, but it's the Owl that is sitting right there. And what a funny look there. But look at this. With just 10 seconds left, the Owl is trying its best, skipping through 6, 5, 4. The Owl, no way, unless it was damaged. What? Oh. No! I need 9%. 2-star. Oh my goodness.
I think Marinol knew that. I think he knew that, you know, like it was going to be that high percentage. There was no way of it getting that done, but so close. You got to give it to Marinol on that, but especially trying to turn over an attack that went wrong. Had that multi gone down, this would have been a very different story if that Royal Champ just got that one last shot in.
Yep, it would have made a big difference for sure. Those balloons just lost that momentum through the base, and it came down to the King stopping the Grand Ward in terms of in his tracks and let that Tesla slowly pick him off. The Owl almost clutched it up there, getting some chain value, but it is only 6 stars for SpaceStation in this war so far. And we have, with PSW Vatang coming in with the next attack. They put up a 2-star, they'll be up by 1. A 3-star, they'll be up by 2 here with a 8 dragon. So this is, we've been seeing a lot of super dragons used. Haven't seen this attack used all this much in Worlds.
Yeah, coming in with a Hydra, which is something that seems to be limited so far in the mix-up. But very similar to the Super Drag style approach, you can see the blimp sailing through that Warden ability going on the diagonal to the Town Hall to pick this off. We're going to head right over. We've got the Clone Spell down. We've got the Rage down. Opening up those loons. Tornado Trap will spin it, but easy take down and knock out. But the main issue of this is keeping the drags and drag riders focused into the core of the base here while the heroes support from the outside edge.
Yeah, the dragons, though, are not utilizing that rage next to them. They're unfortunately going to get pushed back by the sweeper, ding with the air skellies, then go over the clan castle and finally try to get to that multi. But the problem is they're getting hit by so much, plus an air defense at the top side waiting on the Royal Champion to use at the very last moment. But these dragons in the core have gone down, and this looks like it's potentially a defense here for SpaceStation, keeping them in it yet again.
This is the tricky situation about these style attacks, also including with the super drags. The main objective of your dragons is to get through that core of the base, allowing your heroes to finish up some of the power on the back end. But if you don't get that core down, you're often in a very tough position to try and finish things off here, especially if you don't have even just 1 or 2 dragons remaining. So Vatang coming in with this defense does start opening that door back again for SpaceStation Gaming to try and get in this, but they need to get a triple on the board here.
Yeah, SpaceStation Games box bases have been holding strong against Vatang. Maybe that's the one style base that they are not comfortable hitting and can't get it done. That's really something to keep an eye out. Will we see Queen Walker Stephanie be seeing that like, oh, you know what? Maybe we run our version of box bases to try to stop them. Granted, they already faced them and they pushed Vatang to the lower bracket and they did amazing. So, I mean, I think they already have their game plan at this moment. They're waiting to see who wins this matchup to face in the grand finals. But it's currently 6-7 in Vatang's favor. which means that Space Station have the chance to still make this comeback. Percentage-wise, it's in Space Station's favor. So if they triple and Vatang fail, the war completely switches over to Space Station taking the lead.
It does. And that makes this very, very exciting. And this is why you have to keep pushing through. Even if you're getting those 2 stars in, it's all about the percent. You still try and play that percent game because you never know when your defense is going to come in to help you out. So Space Station, not losing hope fully yet, but they need that 3-star in order to keep the stream moving forward.
Absolutely. They need the 3-star. They are competing here because if you think about it, it's like so much is on the line here of these teams trying to make it the pressure. And that's the thing. When you attack last for your team, the pressure is going to be there. All the eyes are watching. Every small thing you do is going to get judged of why you did this. Why did you drop the blimp? You reacted too late. You reacted too quickly and trying to predict. But Celino, we know he's going to be focused here with the Super Dragons. Has a few rocket loons to come in to try to potentially take out a few of these defenses, using that Hog Rider to test for Teslas, test for skeletons, so that this Flame Flinger can then be used to the bottom side and help secure that Town Hall.
Yeah, Flame Flinger going to naturally take out the section of the base. We talk about the reason behind it, and that's because we want to limit the damage. We want to help section off the pathing, but we want to eliminate any potential risk of those super drags going through the poison bomb. So it's a nice combination, but also unleashes additional power from the CC troops that come out for some of the surrounding defenses. And that Valk doing some nice work as well to help with the cleanup, speeding this up along.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting some nice value, moving its way around. The Town Hall is going to be secured here from the Flame Flinger. And you worry about time? Well, Super Dragons are typically tend to be on a faster side of attacks. So you don't have to be all too worried about time. But this Town Hall just goes down, did a little bit of damage to that Super Dragon. But the Eagle Artillery locks onto it, moving his way through. The Flame Flinger is still making his way off to the right side to grab that Wizard Tower. It's incredible the value that a Flame Flinger can actually get in these attacks.
Yeah, even with the time reduction, what he did sectioning that off with the Zap Quick has actually helped what this is going to do, working through the 430 side of the base here. So we've got the Super Drags now, nice narrowed out pathing, heroes working along the outside edge. When you have them working in conjunction, it means the heroes take on a little less damage, so they have their abilities typically remaining to the back end. As he powers his king through along, Queen's going to be able to weave her way in, help take on that Eagle, and force those remaining Super Drags through towards a scatter shot, and giving the Royal Champ a lot more tank in this.
Absolutely. Look at this. With his Royal Champion still to use, you definitely want to use that because time can always be an issue. You want to get the triple as fast as possible. You don't want to be swagging anything that can potentially speed up your raid. Has the Royal Champion to pop her ability. Down goes the defenses. And there it is. Celino with a gorgeous 3-star. Really broke that base down of using the Flame Flinger, using the Lightning, and then pushing those Super Dragons straight into the middle of the base.
Absolutely. This is Space Station Gaming coming in and trying to make it at their best at this point, but they are still slightly behind. They need another defense to come in to try and carry this through. But the 3-star is where it starts, and that's where they needed the motivation to come in. But the defense, we know that they're holding defenses. It just matters how many of those that they can keep carrying along, which is not an easy feat against these top teams.
Yeah, we know that if Vatang get 2 triples, they win. They advance to the grand finals. They fail one of those attacks and Space Station triples their next hit, then Space Station will advance to it. So it really comes down to this next attack is the most important in the war, really is going to decide what it's going to be like going into the final set of attacks for this one. So Vatang is going to be focused coming, probably is going to be my guess, some sort of Lalo attack, because we know that has been meta. That has been coming in everywhere in this Worlds Warmup tournament. because it is so strong. It is just an attack that's very difficult to stop, but also an attack that is very difficult to do. You know that the casual audience always loves to say, tries to learn some sort of Lalo attack, but Warning is not bringing Lalo. He is bringing air, though. It's the Queen Charge Dragon Riders here in this raid with a Siege Barracks, unless he decides to switch that up.
Yeah, interesting. So we've already got the pass to the town hall here, which the queen is starting off, being very mindful before dropping those healers with the close proximity of the AD to take that out. We'll see some Coco Loons coming in to also protect, but we've got the invisibility spell to ensure that she stays on target, wrapping her way around to the 9 o'clock compartment and already lining up the funnel with those sneaky gobs to ensure that she gets the force right inside.
Yeah, the pathing is looking pretty good for this queen to path into the town hall. The only problem is the single target inferno behind the town hall. And notice this base design. This is like a very similar base design that the Queen Walker, Stephanie, was doing against Vatang that caused so many problems for them. So maybe that's something that they took note of and decided to do as well. But here comes a sneaky in there as well, maybe to test for some, like a tornado trap or something in this area, because this single target inferno locking out the queen is going to be a problem, but he times it perfectly with an invisibility spell.
Yep, keeps her alive, keeps her nice and well to take it on, and we've got the drag riders already starting up. This is also going to help force the queen's path leading up towards the 12 o'clock side of the base, and he does indeed use that siege barracks along with the king, opens up the eagle compartment to start narrowing out the path of these drag riders, forcing them in line to the core position of this base. This is some beautiful funneling coming in and not typical from what we would see from a drag rider attack.
And the Royal Champion is clearing that Inferno Tower. The troops coming out of that Siege Barracks is going to be extra balloons and another Dragon Rider moving his way through. And like you said, that is not typical to see a Siege Barracks being used with a Queen Charge Dragon Rider. Typically, you tend to see either a Stone Slammer or a Blimp, and he is cheering, and that's exactly what they need to keep pace, and they will keep the lead in this matchup.
Absolutely. Look at the power remaining in this. Queen still going strong on it. Drag Rider still alive. Even has the supports of the loons and all those wizards that actually came out of the siege barracks to help with the cleanup. A nice way to look at this base. We can see that Vatang is keeping their eye on the prize to go back after the Queen Walkers and seek some vengeance. But there's still another attack left to go to find out if this could potentially switch up.
Yeah, it was a beautiful plan. You don't typically see that Siege Barracks used with a Dragon Riot attack, but he just broke that base down and was able to take it. Now the question is, should the base had the clan castle near the town hall to potentially try to stop the queen from charging it with a lava hound timing? Well, you saw that the queen was able to stay focused, take out that value, and then opened up the rest of the base there and got so much value with the Royal Champion into the core, the queen for the town hall, and then an extra P.E.K.K.A. and wizards in your raid. Why not take that extra troops as you path your way through? And Warning, just gorgeous. That's what Vatang needed. If they triple their next attack, they win this. But if they don't, and SpaceStation come in with a 3-star here, they can still advance.
Yeah, SpaceStation has it riding on the line right now to pick up that 3-star. If they don't, they know they've basically offered it back over to Vatang. But if they do, they've got the opportunity to try and defend one more time. Unfortunately, they were not able to defend against Warning, who smashed through their base, and they could be picking up the steam, feeling the motivation as they get closer. But it's Pete Castro. He is the closer for SpaceStation Gaming. And not to jinx him in any way, shape, or form. But it's pretty OP. I'll leave it at that. Coming in with, we've got the Yeti Blimp for the Eagle compartment. Sections this off nicely to start off his Queen Charge.
Indeed, with that Blimp grabbing the value there. Now the Queen needs to charge away into the scatter shot. He does have only one super wall breaker, so once he probably takes out this cannon, then he'll drop the wall break to try to target this wall, and cannon goes down. Wall breaker not used just yet. He's being patient while this Expo has locked on to the Queen, and he drops that Golem King here, which is going to loop it his way into going to the multi in the middle down this channel.
Yeah, also take the pressure off that Expo from the Queen. Rages up those healers to keep the Queen going. Does not want to have to burn through this ability, but we still have the Zap Quick to come down. Goes for the Expo single combination. That's going to alleviate a lot of pressure here off of the Queen as she weaves her way through, getting over to that Town Hall. She's going to have to push her way out, but we do have the wall break to open up the pass here.
Now that Queen's pathing is going to be very nice. Taking out this CC. There's the poison spell. Then going to step in and grab the enemy Royal Champion and continue her way through. But the Town Hall is up to the right side, so he's going to have to do something about it. He's going to rely on this Queen to try to... Oh, so he wall broke that Queen out to go to the right side and then make her way to the Town Hall, while Lalo will have to come in from the left, and he has to start it now. He does. Otherwise, he'll run into a time fail, and he's going all out for it.
Yeah, Queen, he's relying on her getting to that Town Hall. That was such a beautiful opener and wall break coming in. Queen's still struggling, but has her ability. There are, however, no rages left over, just an invisibility spell to try and carry her through, and she is still hung up in the center of this base. So we've got the Lalo pushing through.
No.
Warden's already used the ability. Royal Champ's going to have to come in, help out with this one. Already on the board.
No.
Burns through her ability,
Queen.
but the Tornado Trap holding this off from the Queen does
She
not
goes
make
up.
that opening. Hold on. She's coming back in.
Wait.
But she's going over the walls. 30 seconds left.
He makes the Royal Champion and Warden invisible, and the RC is going to take the Town Hall down. But time's going to be an issue. 20 seconds. No Royal Champion ability. Warden is pulling these red air buffs with the Owl. Steps straight into the Town Hall poison. Has to pop the Queen ability. Come on, minions. Queen, go. 9 seconds.
Arthur.
He cashed through.
6 seconds.
What?
He has got this.
Oh!
Carbon right on the buzzer. And you can see him breathing a sigh of relief. Oh my goodness.
I did
Crazy.
not think that was going to finish off with a 3-star. I thought there was just not enough time left on the board, but he was able to do it, which means now that this is the attack that matters. Vatang, you 3-star this attack, you advance to the grand finals. You don't, you are out, and you become into 3rd place. So in theory, this attack is almost like $5,000 is on the line. I mean, no pressure, Vatang, but that's the difference between 3rd and 2nd place. Good luck to Lanzlotta.
Oh, we talk about this is so much pressure on the line here right now. Exactly what we want to see. And coming in with, can you guess it, Carbon? More Queen Charge Lalo to the table.
Indeed. Queen Charge Lalo is up with the pathing through. Can he get the enemy Queen? The scatter shot. Again, we're seeing another box style base from SpaceStation. And gonna grab this valley. The clan castle is a little bit behind. He can drop another wall break. Once this goes down, it will target the Queen platform. Is my guess. Not dropping anything just yet, or we'll go for the Wizard Tower compartment. And okay, he waits. Wizard Tower compartment goes down, so this Queen can continue her path in and out of this section.
This is a beautiful lineup here. We've got the King also helping to clean up some of the outskirts of the base. Another wall break to give the Queen the opening needed to reach across. The King's actually going to provide a lot of tank, but also clear up all of those storages right there on the outside of the base, speeding this up and moving this along to keep the Queen in line. For now, taking on the CC troops, drops that poison down to help get those headhunters in play nice and fast. But we've got that combination of the mixed combination with the witches, so needs to speed through quickly and drops the double poison there.
Yeah, that queen's continuing her path in. The single target inferno locks on her, but the queen goes invisible and looking good to take down this town hall. And he starts the Lalo. He cannot time fill with everything on the line. The Grand Warden is down, making his way into the Eagle and the multi-target inferno. Did use the free spell to stop that from hitting his balloons. Is looking really good so far. Makes the queen invisible yet again and still has her ability to use.
Ooh, keeps her safe from that Warden for just long enough.
Oh.
Now, the Loons, through the Warden ability, need to get the scatter shot down.
What?
They go to the single, struggling,
Whoa.
but still making their way along. And the Royal Champ helps to carry this through. Queen still survives. And Lanslada, pumping his fist, knows that they've just got the opportunity to face off against the Queen Walkers again.
What an attack to Lanslada with the pressure on the line. And you have just secured an extra $5,000 like that, Lanslada, for Vatang. Congratulations. They will be advancing to the grand finals to take on Queen Walker Stephanie. Incredible. Just the composure for Lanslada there to get that 3-star with all the pressure on the line, and he did not let that get to him. And here's the final star count, and there it is at 13 stars. They lost on percentage, but won that 13-12.
That's where stars matter. But SpaceStation Gaming did have a very nice run. We're able to hold back some of those top hitters from Vatang, including PSW and Rollo. So very impressive base building coming in from SpaceStation Gaming. But at the end of the day, it's those stars that matter. And definitely came in strong. Yeah.
Marnell's 99. That's it.
Yeah.
Right there. Remember the owl?
Maker.
Yep. If that was a 3-star, they would have won. They would have won this war with that one building right there. Differential. What a great effort from SpaceStation, which means they are going to actually now be third place here in the Clash of Clans Worlds Warmup. So they'll be taking home $5,000. But now we still have the grand finals to come between Queen Walker Stephanie and Vatang. And we've got ourselves a rematch.
Oh, we certainly do. But we also have some, we have an incredible tack to look at. And this one, I have to dedicate to Lanslada, who came in with that pretty impressive victory. Because we saw it in the chat. You talk about ice in the veins. And this is impressive to be able to come in with all the pressure on the line and do what he has done here. But what's beautiful about this is this long line queen charge starting from the opposite side of the town hall here from the 6 o'clock end, working this queen through with the super wall breakers, weaving her in and out, but seeing some nice big potential value that's reachable just from shallow entry points along the wall. And you can see here, taking on that scatter shot, taking on that queen. These are some key components that we want to worry about taking down within the Lalo push, and of course that AD going down. But we need that connection still moving forward. Carries another wall breaker through in these connecting compartments one by one to carry them along. The king though is used here, and yes, the king easily could have pushed his way in to try and take down the town hall, but there's a lot to worry about and the queen needs to stay on course. So in doing this, we send the king in to keep that queen's funneling, moving straight towards the course of the town hall here so she can stay on the defensive line, work through the CC troops. And again, we talked about that double poison combination with the mixed CC that we had coming out, helped power this queen through nice and quick. And of course, it's that final wall break that gave her the connection to move into this compartment. So we've essentially shaped up a funnel, which is very different from the Lalo, where the funnel is like an L shape, but we have to do a big push coming in with our Lalo. Not an easy one to do at that. And as he's starting his Lalo, you see that invisibility go down. Quick thinking to keep the queen alive through the single, through the warden, the warden statue here. So there is a lot of processing going on, a lot of multitasking. but it's a stone slammer that allows a little bit of that reprieve coming in from the inline edge. The warden timing perfection, of course, helping to power along through not only the scatter shot, but helping to get through the defending royal champion, because we need to clip our headhunters within that as well. But keeping this queen alive just shows the perfection coming into this, the power in the pathing, and the exceptional Lalo skill that Lanzlotta has to force his way along through a very wide portion of the base, keep it working in, but it all comes down to the value that you get out of your queen charges. And to do that with the immense pressure shows why Vatang is here now, moving on into the finals to try and get another chance at taking down the Queen Walkers.
And there it is, the grand finals. We've got Queen Walker Stephanie versus Vatang. The winner of that is the champion. Well, actually, hold on. Vatang has to win 2 times. They have to defeat Queen Walker Stephanie twice because the Queen Walker Stephanie came from the upper bracket.
Yeah, so with that upper bracket advantage, it means they already have 1 win in their favor. If Queen Walker Stephanie get that win in this next match, war's done. They walk away with $15,000. If Vatang are able to hold them back, we go into that second matchup and they have the opportunity to defeat the Queen Walkers once again. But if the Queen Walkers get the win in that match, they will get the win, of course, because they have that automatic 1 win going into this. So it is a huge advantage for the Queen Walkers, and certainly well earned considering they started off with the perfect war. But the question, Carbon, is going to be, can Vatang learn from what they saw in the first matchup against them?
Yeah, that is really the question of, are they going to be able to learn and adapt from what happened? Are they going to try to bring some different bases, to kind of bring some different attack strategies? Because they've known each other a very long time. They've faced each other many times, so it's going to be really a treat to see. But I think we may have a special announcement here to announce for the Clash of Clans Worlds and everything to come for this year. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, and then we'll talk a little bit more as well.
And the Queen Walkers, they will be your Queso Cup Grand Finals champions.
Cup is coming, the Golden Edition coming here for Clash of Clans, $50,000. But the big thing is that golden ticket, Lady B, and it's an official tournament for Supercell. I cannot wait for that to come.
Oh, this is going to be massively hyped. We, of course, have a new way of getting that golden ticket going into the World Championships and the new format through Queso Cup. We had a phenomenal time watching it last season, but this season's format is going to be completely different. Of course, we have a huge amount of money on the line. We've got $50,000 prize pool here, with first place getting $30,000 plus that golden ticket, which is huge. So this is going to be immense. But second place will walk away with $15,000, and of course third with $5,000.
Absolutely incredible. That's the whole prize pool for Worlds here, and that is first place right there. And the new format, well, there are 2 qualifiers. That there will be 16 teams coming in from, so 8 from the qualifiers from each one, and then going into a Swiss bracket. A lot of you may have no idea what a Swiss bracket is. Well, essentially it works in this way. You win the match, you move on to 1-0. Then the 1-0 teams will face each other. Essentially, you win 3 matches and you make it. But you have to lose 3 matches in order to be eliminated. So that really gives these teams a really good chance to fight their way to try to then advance to the playoffs.
Yeah, this is going to make for an interesting format for these teams to actually be matched up together based on their wins and how they are performing to get into this. But it's those 3 wins that they'll need to advance on. And of course, this is going to come into seeding. Those top 8 teams will be seeded based on that to face off in the playoffs. And that is where the big money and prize comes into play, Carbon.
Absolutely. That's where you get crowned first place. You not only get $30,000, you also get that golden ticket to play in the championship stage for the World Championship for Clash of Clans. Cannot wait for the amazing stuff we're going to be seeing this year. And the schedule. When is it going to occur? Well, qualifier 1 is going to be March 19th and 20th. Mark your calendars now. 9 UTC. Okay, qualifier 2, we've got March 26th and 27th. 17 UTC. And then we're having the Swiss stage on April 3rd. And finally, the playoffs through April 9th and 10th. It's going to be an action-packed month coming up here.
Oh, it really is. And I mean, we're talking about 2 weeks away. This is going to be kicking off. So get ready for your chance to enter in. Get that golden ticket, but you are going to have to battle hard. And I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Very interesting. I already see in the chat a lot of people excited to see this Swiss tournament format because I don't think that we've actually seen this in any of our competitions. So very nice way to kick off this new season.
Yeah, definitely something really new here. It's really awesome to see. So if you're really wondering, how does the Swiss format work? Well, essentially, I'll try to make it as simple as possible because I recently also just learned, essentially, you have to win 3 matches. So let's say the teams that play in the very first round, the teams that win are 1-0, they face each other. Right? If you win again, the teams that are 2-0, they face each other. And so every single team that faces each other in the Swiss bracket have the exact same record. You lose 3 wars, you're out. You win 3 wars, you're in. That's as simple as is. That's all you really kind of the foundation layer that you need to know when it comes to the Swiss bracket. For this case here, 3 you're in, 3 losses, you're out. Simple as that. But it's not going to be simple because there's going to be so many teams trying to qualify and trying to compete for the prize pool and that golden ticket.
Yeah, and only 2 of those qualifiers, and you have to be the top 8 in each of those qualifiers in order to get to that phase. So this is not going to be an easy challenge. They are making it difficult, but there is that huge prize on the line. $30,000 for the winner and the golden ticket, that coveted golden ticket, all connected with the Supercell World Championship finals, which is very, very exciting. But let's talk about this pretty big match that we've got coming up next, because we get to see a rematch from where we started off today, Carbon. It's Queen Walker Stephanie facing off against Vatang again. And we do want to remind you guys at home that Queen Walkers do come into this with the advantage, holding the upper bracket title. So they already have 1 win technically under their belt. If Vatang want to try and get the win on this, they're going to have to defeat them in this first round and try and force a second match.
Indeed, Vatang need to get that back-to-back wins in order to win this Worlds Warmup here to try to take it all, right? There's no golden ticket for this. That will be coming in the Queso Cup that we just saw. This is for kind of the bragging rights and that prize pool with $15,000 going to first place here, $10,000 to second. So you still get a very nice amount even if you don't win this Worlds Warmup. But these teams have faced each other. We keep talking about it, but it's going to come down to a 14-star performance, at least from one of these teams. We know that's what's going to happen. And Queen Walker Stephanie, it's been a storyline of their bases that have been really shining so far in this tournament.
It has, and I think the perfect word speaks loads from what we saw coming from them today. Even with some recoveries that came through, they really held their own. And Queen Walkers is a team that we know is one of the best in the world, and more times than not, they seem to fall ever so short of those titles. But this seems like it's their time to shine. The way they've come through, working through that upper bracket, they've got the
Yep.
confidence built up, and it seems that they've got the bases to really back themselves up as well. So Vatang is going to have to fight probably the hardest that they've ever had to try and come in and take them down today.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to win back-to-back wars at this stage of the competition, not only against anybody, but against Queen Waka Stephanie. Trying to defeat them 2 times in a row is going to be an absolutely incredible task. But Vatang is definitely up for the challenge. We know that. Coming in with amazing attacks. They have to start off with 3 stars. That is the real momentum that they have to do. And Sincere Prayer is wanting to do that with the Super Dragons to kick this one off.
Yeah, so 3-star start. This is one of those attacks that often tends to provide that. Very strong in the meta currently, and coming in with the approach of setting those drags through, but we have the blimp to cut across for the back end. I do not see a clone spell. Try and use some minions and clear out the single targeting Inferno and get to the town hall. So I'll be interested to see how he's going to navigate this pathing, since we have not set the blimp quite in place yet.
Yeah, he's waiting patiently here as the Super Dragons make their way straight into the core. There's a freeze onto the Ground Expo and the multi-target Inferno. The single locks onto a Super Dragon, which is going to do a lot of damage, and none of them are pathing to the single, so that's going to be a problem here.
It really is. This is a bit of a risky approach coming in. Blimp cutting across from the opposite side to get to the town hall, not cutting through the pass. Freezes up that single, but the Queen and King are still alive. That single is going to be the biggest problem for this in the end, but we do have the Royal Champ to come in and maybe snipe it out.
Yeah, the Royal Champ will come in at the end. We have 1 free spell to use, 1 minion as well. So it's going to be a question about time, too. The Queen is kind of tanking this Ground Expo, as the Royal Champion is going to have to be really clutch in the rest of this attack. When is he going to use the freeze? I would say he has to save it for the Royal Champ, because his Queen did her job. The Queen dies. The Unicorn is going to come off and go. Oh, there's the ability. Hits this. The Unicorn's tanking, and he's going to potentially get this. Freeze.
Yep, and Lassie coming in, tanking, has the job done.
What?
Did not even need to necessarily freeze to do this. Leaving that town hall to the very end. One of the riskiest things I have seen, Carbon, but comes in with that 3-star start, and that's exactly what you said they needed to do.
They did indeed. What a way to start off this war. And now the question is, will Queen Walkers have a little rust? Because they've been waiting through several matches just for this one right now. That is a question we're going to see if we get an answer. But we know Stadra loves to kick off the Queen Walkers attacks, and he's probably going to come in with some Super Dragon. Because Stadra always has been some sort of ground kind of Yeti P.E.K.K.A. smash attacker. But as of recently, he's really been switching to the Super Dragon attack and been crushing bases.
Yeah, he's taken to the air and adapted very well with this particular strategy.
Yeah.
And, we talk about his approach and coming into it, where he often actually comes into the town hall with the super drags, which again is a risky approach in how you go about it, because of the risk of losing too many super drags through that poison bomb. But somehow he manages to keep it alive and well, where other players seem to fall short. He's just got that secret weapon behind him and how he uses it, and that's what we're waiting to see, unless he wants to give the viewers out there a little bit more of what they want and switch it back up to some ground smash. We'll see.
It's just surprising that we haven't really seen the ground attacks been used at all here in Worlds Warmup. And I just would love to see a list of every single attack that came in. And it's just I think we saw at least Bernal use a Queen Charge hybrid. I saw that at least once. Mm-hmm. And that's really all that I can remember off the top of my head in terms of the ground attacks that came in.
Yeah, I only remember like a hybrid and a hog attack, and that's about it. It has been dominating with air, showing the power for sure. And sticking to it is Stadra with those super drags. So we do have the town hall here on the outside edge. We see the sneaky gobs coming in, clearing out some of that pass so they don't have too much work to do before making that connection, getting to the town hall.
With that queen up top, the super dragons are coming straight on in, and the town hall's off to the right, and he is using that stone slammer. So again, he loves to not actually send that blimp for the town hall. It seems to be really working, and having just the super dragon path its way over there does have a poison spell. Let's go ahead and use it onto the archers. Not just yet. Or he just waits. The super dragons are just absolutely crushing through the archers with their just flame and fire ability here. And he did miss that poison spell on the super minions, but he's now locking onto the town hall with the super dragons.
Yep, and they are working their way around that poison bomb. He's still got the AD to worry about on the opposite side of the base, but he's cut through the majority of these heavy defenses. Still has the Eagle to get through, but the Royal Champ's on it with the Queen powering along, holding on to her ability. Unicorn still alive as a scatter shot goes down. There's really nothing of consequence left once that scatter shot goes down to the Warden and Electro Owl.
Yeah, with that king over there slowing down the Royal Champion, still has her ability as the Queen ability, so her Royal Champion should be able to secure a bunch of this Tesla farm, but he's gonna have to use the Freeze and the Balloon Baby Dragon perfectly to provide that tanking. RC's ability is not used just yet. Pops it, down goes some of these Teslas. Can use a Baby Dragon to the bottom? No, he's gonna probably want to distract this Archer Tower. He does, use it onto the cannon to help protect the Royal Champion health. This is going to be close here.
And Royal Champ taking a couple of hits from those bombs and the giant bomb on the outside, but the Baby Dragon really helping out with this one. Here's the freeze where if the Royal Champ needs for the back end with the cannon Archer Tower combination, he can use it, but the Loon for now helping to tank in this one. Queen's rounding the corner back to full health. There is the time to get it done, Carbon, and there is the power.
Come on, down.
In.
Yes. Wow. Look at that. Perfectly timed with the Baby Dragon balloon and a freeze spell to get his Royal Champion the absolute best value. And look at that. Oh, baby. It is a triple for Stadra, answering the call indeed to the triple from Vatang. And this war is not going to disappoint.
Yeah, little cheers to the audience with his tea or coffee that he has going. Probably some coffee to keep him awake at this point, considering what time it is for them. But absolutely beautiful push. And this is where you really can see the risk of what he does coming in from that position. It's not an easy approach, but he just seems to master it so well.
Yeah, he does. And it just shows how good he is. Makes it look so easy. You know, people that are going to be watching, seeing, using the Super Dragon and the Stone Slammer, they try it out and then they get a 1-star. They're like, well, that's why Stadra is so good. He makes it look so easy. It just breaks it down just part by part, and coming in with these 3 stars so many times. But there's so much more that goes down to it. It's a lot with the spell placements, making sure you're keeping those super dragons alive to get that value into the core of the base. Just beautiful job taking the base down. And now Vatang have to keep it going. They have to win these 2 wars back to back to have a chance. And we're starting off with PSW, and he is coming in with the super dragons.
So Super Drags seem to be the poison of choice right now to try and secure these 3 stars. Difference in this one is bringing in the Zapquake combination, taking out the defending Queen and that scatter shot position. This is going to help section off the funnel, but we also have the blimp that could come in for the town hall here. This is a very, very different approach from what we would often see coming through for Super Drags. A little bit of a variation on this.
You don't have too many spells to support the Super Dragons when you do end up taking the lightning there, but we have the Queen making her way off to the left. King is going to lead a charge into the enemy King, but the Super Dragons are down, with the Stone Slammer moving into the Eagle to help secure all of this value, and it's going to take his time with plenty of time. Look at it, over 2 minutes left, and all the troops are basically deployed.
Yeah, so switching up the approach here, using the king and queen for the town hall and bringing in that stone slammer. He has funneled up very nicely by using that zap quake and making good use of the heroes and their power to move along in this. This is very narrowed out in the core of the base. Rage is getting perfect value in the spread that he has to work through those multis. It's a single that you want to see go down, but the Loons taking the lead for now provide the power for these super drags to take it on.
With that Royal Champion coming to the left side, freezes up the scatter shot and the air expo. So the Super Dragons are pathing their way through. And look at this. With the RC ability, RC should be able to get her ability off and skip through these final buildings. And it is indeed a 3-star for PSW. Vatang does not want to go anywhere, and they want to give Queen Walker Stephanie their first loss here in the Worlds Warmup to have a chance at trying to upset them from the lower bracket.
I think Vatang has just said, we are going to fight fire with fire. And they are bringing those super drags in to do it. And they are doing it very successfully at that. 2 for 2 now, trying to put some pressure on the Queen Walkers. But it comes down to defense. They were not able to hold them back in the first war of the day. Queen Walkers having gone with the perfect war. This is Vatang's chance to try and see if they were, you mentioned it, holding back bases for later in the war. You know, that was the question you had. Do you use your best bases early on, or do you save them to the end?
Well, that is a question that we always try to answer. And sometimes we ask them in interviews. And a lot of times they say they try to use it in the beginning so that they can get to this point. And maybe that's the case because we're seeing 3 stars coming in left and right here in this matchup. But the thing is, the storyline between this match is that the difference in the start for Vatang. They started with 2 stars, and it wasn't until later when Vatang started getting the triples. So this is a lot different of a start, and this will be able to help give Vatang that confidence going into the next set of attacks towards the last part of this match to really have a chance at getting that upset and forcing another match against Queen Walkers.
And so far, they're holding that confidence strong. Queen Walkers might feel the pressure here, especially since they've been sitting back and maybe have been confident, but this could shake them a little bit, seeing the power coming in from Vatang that is showing that they are not going down without a fight. They worked their way back to get here, and they are looking to try and claim that $15,000 prize pool, money on the line here for first place.
Yes.
But Gaku.
Oh.
Whoa.
Look at this.
We've got our ground.
Hog. Yes. What? No way. We got ourselves a Queen to charge hog attack. I am shocked. Well, this is a difference. It's all air. So much air. It's finally a relief to see something different coming in with the Queen charge hogs. And Gaku is taking his time and not going to be forced to drop it. Remember, you always have the 30 seconds to start any raid in Clash of Clans, so you might as well take full advantage of that time.
Absolutely. I was waiting to see what he was going to do with that flame flinger, because I'm looking around the sections and there are mortars and expos around in all the areas, but he does switch it up to the blimp. So sailing his way through, coming in towards that single section. We're able to get the Yeti down, clear out the pass to take on that single targeting Inferno and ease up what the Queen needs, charging her way through. We've got the 2 super wall breakers to start lining this up and some nice easy openings in the wall. But if we want to push her in, we're going to need to try and get the King to work through as well and shape up the funnel.
Yeah, the King is coming down here. He's going to make his way to the right near the Arch Tower. He does have an additional super wall breaker, which can break open the wall next to the storage. And the King is actually looping his way in from the left side into there. And there indeed is the wall break. It's going to open this compartment. Queen can step in and grab this town hall, but we have to be careful with the CC and that single target Inferno that is now locking on the Queen. The Lava Hound runs to the Queen now, but can he make the Queen invisible potentially to try to protect her? But the The Queen is just perfectly out of range of that single.
Perfect position, that hug helping to ensure that she stayed back far enough, and she'll be able to advance on, take on that Town Hall, take on the defending AQ, and still has those freezes to try and hold off the single, but the ability also to carry it through. So while this is going on, drops that rage, keeps the hugs moving along. Early Warden ability to carry these hugs through. Big open section with the multi, and also potentials of giant bombs along the way.
Yes, look at that, the Hogs. But all the giant bombs were next to the Eagle artillery at the top side. A lot of the Hogs have been just getting hit. The Royal Champion is coming into the left. The Queen needs to stay alive. He's only got 54 seconds. There's a rage onto his RC and to the Queen. The Hogs are gone. So it's a matter of the Royal Champion going to have to clutch up the rest of this base with the Queen's help.
But we have headhunters to come in. We've got freezes, sneaky gobs. We've got a lot of cleanup to spread around the base. A lot of the defenses are centralized and down at the bottom side.
My.
Going for it. Queen's working through. There is more than enough time for Gaku to secure this. So we not only get to see ground in the mix, but we get to see that it is still strong as Gaku takes a celebratory sip and moves forward with that 3-star. We are 6-6 right now, Carvin.
We are. That was a beautiful attack and was so nice to see a different attack. It was so nice to see ground. And if we think back to the stats, to the attack strategies, I think now that puts the ground attacks at 100% hit rate. Right? With hybrid, with maybe a Queen Dart Hogs. Maybe it's just an OP attack that people just haven't been using, right? Either way, it's incredible to see just how much value he was able to get with that Queen charge. And then Hogs coming through was beautiful to move their way through. And I know definitely there's a lot of viewers that are loving to see someone a little bit different into the mix. But Rollo is bringing the Lalo and coming in with these skeleton spells to provide a bit of a distraction for the Queen to the top side.
Yeah, also opening up those Teslas, showing them for the Queen, able to get those down and protecting her from a lot of the incoming damage. We've got the Giant as well, Baby Drag to shape up the funnel here, and King providing some additional protection, but we want to start him working through into that scatter shot position where the Royal Champ lies. So another Ice Golem brought into play to try and help power that along.
Yeah, keeping your eye onto that Queen with the invisibility. Can she lock in on the Town Hall? Putting the Teslas there to really make it a difficult process, but the Queen's ability goes off. Town Hall has been secured, and now the Royal Champion's trying to make her way into the enemy Royal Champion and decides to invest that freeze to try to take this whole area down.
Yeah, King struggled a bit to get through with so much damage coming in. Royal Champ, not enough to get the scatter down, hanging on by a thread.
That's going to hurt there, but let's see how he's going to adapt with the Stone Slammer to the Wizard Tower. Then it should go over to the Scatter Shot to help take that down, and then he can Lalo like he is straight into the Eagle.
This actually puts him in not a bad position if he can get the Lalo moving in fast enough, get into that multi-section of the base with the Stone Slammer position, especially with the Drag Rider working along, forcing this Lalo through, spreading around pretty fast and far to the 3 o'clock corner of the base. And you can see the power of those Ice Hounds freezing up the multi-section and the Queen all in one foul swoop, but dropping those Skellies to help distract and give this more of a fighting chance.
But he has a rage. That Warden ability was beautifully timed to protect all those balloons. The Queen goes down to the Ice Pups slowing her down, the Poison and the Lava Pups. But he's got the balloons coming down the backside. The Dragon Rider with the assistance of the Warden. But these balloons, they were looking so good and they were just disappeared.
Absolutely shredded coming into this, and that Drag Rider not enough power to get through that Warden Tower. And when it's a race between your Warden on offense versus your Warden on defense, it's the defense that packs the nastier punch in this. So 37 seconds is going to give a little bit of time for Rollo to get the percentage up, try and get closer to that 90% mark, but not going to be the 3-star they were hoping to carry through.
Man, that is unfortunate. And this right here might be all the difference in the war, because Queen Walkers could easily easily walk away with 3 more triples in this one and take that title. And it could be a 90% fail. Not enough. Rollo, very nice try, but you are hoping to see a defense from Queen Walkers next, which the next attacker we've got is Stars. Then after that, we got Klaus. And then Yuta 14. I mean, which one of those are you trying to hope for a fail? It's just some of the top players around the world coming in for the one team. It's going to be such a difficult task to try to defend against those attackers.
Yeah, it's more of a mind game of the bases that they brought in to see if they could play with their heads a bit, try and make them rethink about their approaches and trip them up in where they're coming in from. And I think that's the hardest thing. But for Queen Walkers, we see that they have the resilience, they have the ability to really adapt on the fly as well, which is why it is so difficult to try and turn a war like this around, even with just 1-2 star separating you from this. So Stars, as you mentioned, the third hitter in conjunction coming in with the Lalo. We've got the blimp to sail through for the scattershot compartment, dropping in the Yetis to clear out the pass.
We should be able to get this value. There it is. Rage drops a single balloon in there as well, which helps take out the scatter. Yeti is going through. Going to take out the ground expo. Taking out the sweeper. We never know which way yet. Sweeper and the Grand Warden Altar. No, does a little bit of damage to the Grand Warden, but did not take out Air Defense Wizard Tower in this compartment. You never know exactly what it's going to get. So you always have to be on your feet and have to be able to adapt if it doesn't get all the value you want.
Absolutely, but does get the CC pull, which is exactly what you want to see out of this. And the nice thing is getting deeper inside the base is a little bit better of a benefit because that air defense wizard tower, a little bit easier reachable from the outside edge to pick off even with a loon or anything to reach over those walls. So King is already lining up the funnel to work his way down towards that eagle compartment. And we've got the Queen working her way into the multi-section. Oof. Losing out on that ice golem there.
Yeah, that ice golem getting sprung. We've got the Queen into the builder hut, the multi, the enemy Queen as well, but at least he dealt with the clan castle, so doesn't have to worry about that. Now sends the Raw champion. She'll be making her way over towards the eagle and the enemy king, but his king has the ability still, so should be able to pop that to try to help potentially distract the enemy king so the RC can grab this value. But there's another skeleton spell to try to stall him up, and a headhunter comes in to try to help and assist.
Yeah, he's got both heroes that he's contending with, the defending queen and king. And the world champ struggling to get through. The Skelly's trying to help, but there's still Skelly traps here to worry about. And the entire Tesla farm coming in. She gets the majority of this taken down. Freezes up the queen to try and ensure she goes down fast. And gets the job done here with her ability to launch off and get the value. Beautiful push from the world champ.
Oh, the warden ability. It pops and protects the balloons. But the pathing is not ideal. He still has 9 more balloons, 2 freezes, and 2 hastes. He's going to have to use it on the bottom side scatter shot. Let's go. Yo, the lava hound's actually taking the scatter perfectly. That's a beautiful hound. So he notices he doesn't have to use the freeze just yet. There's the freeze now. Hound pops, make his way to the backside. Now freeze again, but he's only got 25 seconds.
Not a lot of time and doesn't have a lot of steam left to go. These loons working as fast as they can. Minions going for the single.
Man.
Loons will get it down. He's still got the storage at the top side of the base. Dark Elixir storage up at the north with the minion on it. Knocks it down. What? 7 seconds.
No
and
way.
It's just enough.
Wow. How does Stars do it? Look at that. He is smiling. He was just wiping the sweat off right there. Gets the triple there for Queen Walker Stephanie and keeps the advantage. Now 9-8. They are 3 for 3. Just an incredible close to the attack. Stars sending the Lalo over the town hall, which is a very risky play to absolutely do so much damage if you don't time that warden ability properly. But he got it off, and it resulted in the 3-star.
Absolutely. And I am very impressed the use of his royal champion. I mean, we've talked a lot about the power of the heroes, But I
Yeah.
think what really needs to be noted is the power of the heroes in the right hands and how these pro players know how to get the maximum value out of them. And that was certainly displayed there. But let's see, as warning comes in, there's still opportunity for them to try and get a defense, but they are going to have to keep the 3 stars rolling through in order to see if they have the opportunity to force a second match.
You know, with the warnings, Queen coming off to the right, has the Dragon Riders and a few Hogs. Typically, you tend to use these Hogs to try to lure out a clan castle so that the Queen can deal with it a little bit earlier. Let's just keep our eye on how he wants to use these Hogs here. Maybe pick off a defense that's behind a wall or something. It could be like that as well, but it's going to take this Queen some time to charge into the Wizard Tower. And then she could loop her way into the base near that storage. Nope, she comes back and she goes for the Eagle.
You're going for the Eagle here, but we still have an opening to push our way through, sending in the Hogs to try and keep her on course, though. But we've got the CC that's going to keep her on track here. And send this in maybe to try and open up that Expo combination. Let's see where it's going. It's going in the wrong direction for this Queen. So going to have to try and adapt on the fly here and work this Queen through. But we know she likes to be through walls. She can still cover this one.
Yeah, the question though is time and also the Town Hall. What's his plan for that? Looks like he wants to blimp the Town Hall, sends that in, and he hasn't even dropped the King. What a crazy that a minute and a half left in the raid and your King still has not been deployed. Incredible. Usually you use the King nice and early to help set a funnel for the Queen, but not doing that here as the sneaky goblins are trying to secure the Town Hall, and the Queen is going to make her way to the enemy Queen and that multi.
And this King could come in nicely from the bottom side of the base or helping out with some cleanup. We've got the scatter shot on the approach on the back end as the Queen struggles to get through the walls. And here comes the King. Actually dropped in to work for that scatter shot position. Royal Champ cutting across for those defenses surrounding the Town Hall that are all but down. But we still need the core of the base to go down. And Drag Rider still in it, trying to pick it up. Queen's got her ability, able to boost it through and try and carry this along. There wasn't a lot of time left, but it seems to be coming all together for a warning now.
Look at that. The Royal Champion has an has 2 invis actually. Uses that and the freeze in the middle to swag it. Beautiful job. And it is going to be the 3-star here for warning. They need that. They need to do their absolute best to try to keep pace with Queen Walk Stephanie and hope that there is one small slip up that they can capitalize on, because if Queen Walker Stephanie come away with 2 more triples, they are the champions of the Worlds Warmup no matter what and would be undefeated here in this bracket from the upper bracket, and that is an incredible feat nonetheless.
Yeah, so Vatang sitting back, fingers crossed, saying, can we get a 90% from Klaus or Yuta? And that's a tough one to ask for between both of those players. 90% is I feel like that's something they can do in their sleep, blindfolded,
right?
You know? So if they're still awake, you know, and not blindfolded, I think that they've got a pretty good chance. But let's see what Vatang still have in store, because Vatang has been known in the past for their base building. It's just that Queen Walkers has been efficiently on point on offense through these 3 matches so far. These 3 play days.
It's really been the storyline of Queen Walker Stephanie this tournament and how dominant they have been. And again, we're seeing a hog attack. Queen charge from Klaus. You don't see Queen charge from Klaus all the time. He loves to come in and just get some insane value with his heroes and then just send the troops in. But he's sending in the blimp with the Yetis to take out this Eagle artillery. Go to grab the Archer Tower in this whole compartment, this value, with the Queen being used to the bottom side. The healers are down on her. Then we'll be able to send Hogs in. But remember, you have to keep this Queen alive and get a ton of value, because the Hogs, if you find some giant bombs, they can go down pretty quick.
I think Klaus is taking the people's player approach here, giving them what they want, said, you guys want ground, I'll give you ground. He's confident enough to come in with it and work this through. But yes, indeed, this has a long way to go to try and work this queen along. And we've got to get to that town hall. I would not want to send those hogs coming into it. I think that would be quite risky, but let's see where we can path this in, keeping that queen in motion. Teslas do threaten to pull the queen a little bit further over, but she does start making her pass to the multi, exactly where we want to see her going.
She does, taking her time into the multi-target Inferno. Will she path in? She does. King's going to the left, and he's going to potentially make his way over to the town hall, but there might be a bunch of traps, giant bombs, skeletons to slow that king up, plus storages. That's going to be a big pain. The rage is down for his queen as he's making his way into the middle. There's the freeze on the Town Hall Expo. There is a tornado trap as well, which is going to be very helpful for this game. But he already sends the world champion into the bottom side scatter and the warden. So he's going all out with this.
Oh, he is. Now drops the invisibility for the king, though. That carries him just through to take the town hall down. I was wondering how he was going to get out of that situation. Keeps the queen going. Still has her ability. Freezes up the multi to ensure that those healers survive as a royal champ. Slowly pushes through to take it on. Warden still has his ability intact. 17 hogs to get through this back end carbon. He is going all in for this.
He's doing a surgical hogs to pick off these defenses around. No wizard to the left side storage, so that's going to be a problem. With only 30 seconds, the queen's stuck behind the wall. The warden is going to be with the queen here. The bomb tower is going to do too much, and this is looking like a defense for Lancelota. The hog's getting sprung. 88. You need 4 more hogs to get these defenses. Come on. You got to send them in. Oh, no. Why are you not sending? There it is, finally. What?
90%, 91. What? They've got what they need to carry the percent lead.
Yes.
Oh my.
Look at that. It comes down to the final set of attacks. And we've talked about it before. The closer for Queen Walker Stephanie is going to be Yuda 14, the captain. If he triples, doesn't matter what happens for Vatang, they will win. But we know that if Vatang triple right here, they're going to put all that pressure onto Yuda. He's focused, and it's going to come down to that. They can win off percent. They can win this because if something goes wrong in Yuda's attack, then that means Vatang will have a chance, and they could force match number 2, and then that one, the winner of that would be the champion because Vatang got knocked to the lower bracket. They have to defeat Queen Walker Stephanie here 2 times in order to be crowned the Worlds Warmup champion.
So for Vatang, up to Lancelota, who came in with a beautiful finisher to get them in this position. We've known him for the 3 stars. Can he do it again and try and put the pressure on Queen Walker Stephanie? Coming in with the queen charge, Lala. We get to go back to the air route, which he does so very well. Sectioning this off, starting with the king for the multi, and that's going to force the queen potentially down through the center of this base.
Queen! No! Queen's ability was forced, but Lancelota is definitely a player that can recover from that, but he will not have that queen ability for later in the raid when he will especially need it if the single target Inferno back there locks onto this queen. But he does another wall break, which opens up the scatter shot compartment, and the queen can get that. Will she step in and go for it? RC's ability has been forced, and yes, the scatter shot goes down, and there's the invis to force the queen to the middle multi. What an invis!
Wow, and he's got one more to help hold off the healers if need be that are suffering through, rages them up, gets the multi down so can still spare this invisibility spell for the queen coming in. What a charge we are witnessing from Lancelota, despite forcing an early ability, still powering this one along with such force. This eases up what the Lalo's going to need, but he still has to work his way through that town hall with it.
What an incredible invisibility spell, which made the Hound invisible, forced the Queen to target onto the enemy royal champion, and it was perfect. And now she's just out of range of the enemy Queen. How does he keep this Queen alive in the middle there? And there it is. The single locks onto the Queen with the freeze out of the town hall. Rage is over that. Queen is gone. That's where he needed the Queen ability. But the Warden needs to protect these balloons. Pops it. Oh, there's the red air bombs. More traps. And the Stone Slammer. But the enemy Queen is going to do a lot of damage.
They managed to survive through the traps, through the poison bomb. Healers coming in. They're going to work along, picking up any additional traps, but it's his back end that he still has to worry about. A couple extra loons for distraction, minions coming down for cleanup, but all the splash on the back end, and the Queen is what hurts this raid.
That is it from the Queen right there. We saw the Queen ability being forced early. He needed that Queen ability for the enemy Queen on the backside of that base. That would have been the difference maker right here for sure. What a great effort from Lanzlada, which means that now all Queen Walker Stephanie have to get is at least a 2-star and percentage, and they can win it. They don't have to get that triple, which we know Yuta is for sure going to go for.
Yeah, this is a tough blow for Lanzlada, but we saw the beauty in his charging. I mean, unfortunate that the Queen ability went off early, just a miscalculation. It's always, I feel like some of the players just, they wait to the very last second before dropping those rages because they know almost how long they can wait, and sometimes it does them in, but still what a powerful push through. It's a great finish for him nonetheless, but Queen Walkers with this massive advantage to finish the day and claim that first place $15,000 prize.
Well, they need a 2-star and 85%. That's the mark that we have to look out for Yuta. If he gets that, they win this war and are the champion of the World Warmup. If he doesn't, then we will go into match number 2 for Vatang to try to make that comeback. Again, that is 2 stars, 85%. That's the number to keep in mind.
So we've got the Queen charge Lalo, but we are bringing in potentially, unless he switches it up, this Wall Wrecker to open up the path. 22 loons. We know that we're going to need some of these to be Coco loons for the healers, which means we might only have about 17 loons to use. So this could be a big push and hero dive coming in to the mix, leading through into the right towards the town hall, cutting straight through the base.
Yeah. The Queen's got to deal with the Teslas, the Eagle Artillery, Enemy King, a ton of stuff over here, so we have to be very careful. There's the Rage, but these healers are getting hit by the air defense, so he's going to lose a healer just like that, but does use some balloons to try to pick it off, but there's more traps down here, and he's already investing a Warden of the King and the Log Launcher to open up to the core of this base.
I'm going for that full hero dive. We've even got the jump for the back end to ensure that we can work our way through should we not get the openings, but this should be a fairly easy pass and can still use it to jump in additional compartments. One thing is, this base is completely open once that town hall section is available. Even gets the wall break into the scatter shot for the Queen. Royal Champ on the opposite side with the King to carry through, and the Yetis to start picking off those centralized infernos here leading to the town hall.
Incredible. Now the Queen's going to get locked down in the Hound. The Queen comes back around. We'll be able to path her way straight to this town hall. And it doesn't look like he needs a jump spell at this point. All he needs to do is get that 85% with that 2-star. They will be walking away with this, but he's already invested in the Royal Champion. So he's got to do the Lalo without the Warden here. And he's moving his way to the town hall. Queen's ability. There's the Rage. And the Queen's going to heal back up some traps, but the Queen takes the town hall down. And now he's pushing for the 85%.
It's a very similar approach to what we saw earlier in the war, just coming in with the surrounding loons to help support, but you would need the Queen to actually carry this on. Percent is going to suffer with the Queen down now. got 2 freezes. He's got an invisibility spell and a haste. So he's got some support here to come in, but he's got to play his cards right to get the percent to 85. This is creeping
closing
up.
in. No, tornado trap. Oh, 82. Come on, 85. We're just 3 buildings away. He's got him on the bottom side, and Yuta 14 is going to get this one for Queen Walker Stephanie, and they are going to be crowned the champions of the Clash of Clans Worlds Warmup. Congratulations. They go undefeated in this bracket and show their dominance, and just an unbelievable performance.
And he's going to triple it. Nonetheless, he comes in with the 3-star.
No, it's a 99. Oh, the Jinx. You had to manage the lady maid. Jinx comes in at the end, but it's okay. No worries there. It is the victory for Queen Walker Stephanie. Oh, man, what a performance.
Oh, beautiful victory there. I blame the jump. The jump was the Jinx. Queen Walker, so with an insane performance, walking away with that victory. But look at this matchup, 13-13. Kudos to Vatang for coming back around with that power and holding them off as much as they possibly could.
That was incredible right there. Queen Walker Stephanie coming away with the victory. They had the 2 defenses against Vatang. Vatang also had the 2 defenses, the 94 and the 99, and it's just a matter of when you fail, it has to be in the 90s, as Lancelot's fail, unfortunately, was only an 81%, and that is it. Congratulations. They take home the prize pool of $15,000 to Queen Walker Stephanie. Vatang is going to take home $10,000, and SpaceStation Gaming is taking home $5,000. What a bracket. What a qualifiers. It's just been an incredible event to be a part of and to witness. It's been an honor to watch all these clans battle it out.
It absolutely has, and it's been a pleasure casting with you in place of Itsu for this weekend, who we hope gets better. But beautiful, superb job from all the teams playing throughout the 3 play days here. And we are very, very excited for the new Queso Cup to come with the golden ticket on the line, with a $50,000 prize pool, and that starts just in 2 weeks. So get it on your calendars and get ready and set to go.
Absolutely. You don't want to miss it, because that is an official tournament sponsored by Supercell. So the golden ticket, you win that, you get to be invited to the Clash of Clans World Championship, just like the previous years. And first place of that also takes home $30,000. There's a whole new system for that. There's the qualifiers. There's the Swiss bracket format. Make sure you guys go check it out over on the socials for the Queso Cup, for the COC Esports Twitter. They have all the information there, so you guys do not miss it. Make sure you guys sign up your team to try to compete for all of that. But again, it's been an absolute pleasure to cast with you, Lady B, and Itsu as well for the previous day and last weekend. And thank you so much to the production staff. Thank you to the players for putting on the show, to Supercell, and of course, to all of you watching at home, to the viewers, to putting on an absolute incredible, to watch in the chat and join along and cheer for your favorite teams. But that is going to wrap it up, and we will see you guys again for the Queso Cup, for the next big tournament, to try to see who's going to be getting that golden ticket. But till then, clash on.